My name is Suemo. When I woke up, everything around me was rough and unfamiliar. The white walls looked yellowed, and a slogan about building and producing for the people's health hung beside a portrait of a great leader. My head ached as memories flooded in, memories that didn't belong to me. It took 2 days for them to settle, and when they did, I realized something shocking. I had entered a book I once read, a novel about a hardworking woman, Yang Suyun, who built a business empire. But instead of being the main character, I had become Suemo, a side character who died early in the story. Worse, my tragic death had set the stage for Yang Suyun's success. My wealth had funded her business, yet she never acknowledged me or my family. In the book, my father, a university professor, was falsely accused and sent away for labor reform. To protect me, he cut ties and arranged for me to go to the countryside as a jiqing, educated youth. And used to farm work, I soon fell ill. Then, after receiving a heartbreaking letter about my parents' fate, I lost focus and fell into a river, drowning. That was how Suemo originally died. After my death, Yang Suyun inherited everything I left behind: money, property, and assets. My family was completely destroyed. My parents perished in hardship, and my uncle, once a high-ranking officer, was demoted and later died in war. Meanwhile, Yang Suyun thrived, yet she only remembered me to compare my ruined family with her own success. Now that I had taken over Sumo's body, I refused to let this tragedy repeat. I would protect my family. My parents were still alive, just in the next village across the mountain. I would find a way to help them survive. And if Yang Suyun thought she could take everything from the Su family again, she was in for a rude awakening. Before anything else, though, I needed to check, did I have any special powers like other people who time-traveled in novels? I tried calling for a system in my mind, but nothing happened. No magical space, no superpowers, at least that's what I thought. Then, when I focused, I suddenly sensed something familiar. A space. My space. It was smaller than before, but inside were all the supplies I had gathered in the apocalypse. That meant my ability had followed me into this world. I tested it again, and felt a weak energy flow within me. My wood-based power was still there, just much weaker. In the apocalypse, this ability had kept me alive. I could speed up plant growth, making food production easier. Though I wasn't a fighter, my skill was valuable enough that I was protected and had a stable life. If I hadn't died in a zombie siege, I might have lived even longer. Now, in this peaceful but difficult era, my powers would still be useful. There were no zombies, no endless survival struggles. Life here would be tough, but at least I wouldn't have to fear for my life every second. I quickly set my priorities. First, I had to protect my family. My parents were suffering in a labor camp in the next village, and I needed to get food and supplies to them. But I had to be careful. Sending too much at once would attract attention. Second, I needed to move out of the shared housing for educated youth. Living alone would give me more freedom. Third, I had to warn my uncle not to risk himself for my father. He was our only remaining protector, and if he fell, our family would have no support. Finally, I needed to regain my strength. My powers were weak now, but I could train them. I still had some crystals from the apocalypse, but they were too strong for my current level. Instead, I would absorb plant energy and use my abilities as much as possible to level up. I had so much to do, and time was running out. I had to get stronger, plan carefully, and make sure history didn't repeat itself. Just as I was deep in thought, footsteps approached outside the door, followed by a woman's voice. The door opened, and a man and a woman walked in. The man was tall, over 185 centimeters, wearing a green military uniform. He wasn't striking at first glance, but his sharp features and strong presence made him unforgettable. The woman, also tall, wore a plaid shirt and black pants, with 2 braided pigtails, an outfit common in this era. The woman, who introduced herself as Lu Xiaolan, helped me sit up and gave me some rice porridge. She had been taking care of me while I was unconscious, and I was grateful. She also introduced the man, her brother, Lu Chongzheng, the one who had saved me from drowning. I quickly thanked him, but he only nodded briefly, placed a lunchbox on the table, and left. After checking my temperature, the doctor confirmed that I had recovered and could be discharged. I quickly ate my porridge, then realized I was still wearing a loose hospital gown. Embarrassed, I asked Xiaolan about my clothes. She handed me a bag, saying she had washed them for me. Inside, I found my neatly folded clothes with a faint soap scent. I changed into a white shirt, black pants, and a gray London-style jacket. It was already chilly in late September, especially for someone from the south. While dressing, I also found my remaining money, 8 yuan and 50 cents, carefully dried and folded in my pocket. It seemed the Liu siblings had even taken care of my belongings. At the payment counter, I realized I was short 5 yuan. Hesitantly, I asked to borrow it. Without a word, Liu Changjing handed me the money. That's when I noticed his uniform had 4 pockets, a sign that he was an officer. His cold and quiet demeanor made me think he was probably the high-ranking, cool military officer type in the story. After paying, we left the health clinic. Xiaolan proudly pointed out that their public health center was the best in the area. She then waved goodbye, leaving me alone with Liu Changjing. The silence was awkward until he finally spoke. "Let's go. I'll give you a ride back." He walked toward a bicycle, ready to take me back to the village. Liu Changjing got on his bicycle and signaled for me to hop on. I quickly climbed onto the back seat. As soon as he pedaled, the bike shot forward, and I had to grab the back frame tightly. Then it hit me, only couples were supposed to ride like this in this era. Was it too late to jump off? But since I was still recovering from an illness, maybe no one would think much of it. Reputation was important for women, and a bad one could ruin my life. Worse, I vaguely remembered hearing gossip while I was unconscious, people saying Liu Changjing had touched me while saving my life. As if reading my thoughts, he suddenly spoke, confirming that rumors had spread in the village. Then he said something shocking: if I wanted, we could get married. I nearly fell off the bike. Was he serious? A man who saved someone and then offered to marry them? He explained that because he had performed CPR on me, villagers now believed my reputation was ruined. I understood their old-fashioned thinking, but I wasn't going to force someone to marry me just because of a medical procedure. But Liu Changjing wasn't a man who followed the rules blindly. He had worked his way up from a simple village boy to an officer. He didn't care about rumors, but seeing me at risk of being shunned made him reconsider. He had returned home to find a wife anyway, and now he was offering to marry me instead of meeting his arranged match. I refused. I knew he had only acted to save my life. It wouldn't be fair to force a marriage based on that. But then he stopped the bike, stood straight, and formally introduced himself, his rank, background, and even his health status, as if making an official proposal. I was stunned. He was serious. I told him I didn't want to rush into marriage. He agreed to date first, then decide. His sincerity and confidence made me hesitate. Maybe, just maybe, this wasn't such a bad idea after all. Liu Changjing's bicycle was fast. What normally took over an hour on foot, he covered in just 20 minutes. As we passed the village committee, a group of older women were sitting outside, drying rice and shelling peanuts. Among them was Auntie Cuehua, the same woman who had made a fuss about my ruined reputation earlier. As soon as she saw us, she perked up and loudly asked if I was feeling better. I was surprised. She had never been this friendly before. In the original Sumo's memory, the villagers hadn't thought much of her since she wasn't good at farm work. Still, I politely responded, thanking her. Then, she grinned and asked when the wedding feast would be. I froze. So the whole village was already expecting me and Liu Changjing to get married? Before I could say anything, he calmly replied, in a while, and kept riding. That was enough for Auntie Cuehua. She was thrilled. She had finally won against her lifelong rival, Li Yue, who happened to be Liu Changjing's mother. The two had competed over everything since childhood: clothes, husbands, children, and now, daughters-in-law. For years, Auntie Cuehua had always been one step behind. Her husband was only a militia leader, while Li Yue's husband had become the village chief. Her son had joined the army, But while Li Yui's son became an officer, hers had returned home as an ordinary worker. Even when her son married a city girl with a salary, she still felt overshadowed. But now, fate had given her an opportunity. If Lu Chongjing married me, a frail city girl who couldn't do farm work, then Li Yui's most accomplished son would be dragged down by a weak wife. Auntie Cuehua imagined me relying on Lu Chongjing for everything, maybe even being unable to have children. In her mind, he would become a widower in no time. She was so pleased with herself that she laughed out loud. The other women, confused by her joy, questioned her, but she quickly changed the topic to wedding feasts. Soon, the entire group was chatting about the upcoming banquet, completely unaware of her real thoughts. Lu Chongjing was in a very good mood and sent Su Mo back to the educated youth point. Comrade Su, look, everyone is already waiting for the banquet. Should we mention our progress? Su Mo glared at him. Lu Chongjing curled his lips and smiled. I will listen to Comrade Su. When Comrade Su says it will be done. Lu Chongjing was in a very good mood. Comrade Su did not object just now. If he worked harder, he should be able to get it done, and he could prepare secretly first. Comrade Su, you go in and lie down for a while. I will help my mother with some work before work. You should also rest for 2 more days to get your body back. Don't rush to work, the autumn harvest will be over soon. Farm work is tiring, anyone who has done it knows it. Anyway, he didn't like it since he was a child. After getting married, he didn't let her do it anyway. His allowance was more than enough to support her. Go in quickly. Lu Chongjing urged Su Mo to go in and rest. He had to go and discuss it with his mother. It was rare for him to meet someone he liked, so he couldn't let her down. She had to have what others had, and she also had to have what others didn't have. Lu Chongjing had already started thinking about what to buy for the wedding. His new house basically had everything, including 72 legs. The Kangs in the east and west rooms were built, and the Kongqin had been built long ago. He also made a large wardrobe, a Kong table, and stools. Lu Chongjing thought about it and realized that he was still missing a dressing table. His wife was obviously a playful person, so he had to get one for her. He had to ask a carpenter to make one as soon as possible. As for the 3 big items, he had to ask his family if they had the tickets. If not, he had to find a way to get them, and then he would take her to the city to buy them. There was also the marriage certificate. He had to send a telegram to the army and ask the commander to approve it quickly. Forget it, it would be better to call him quickly. He would call him directly when the time came. He also had to take wedding photos. Not only wedding photos, but also a few photos of his wife alone. He would take them to the army and look at them when he thought about it. He is only at the deputy battalion level now. He needs to be at the battalion level to apply for family members to accompany the army. He still has to work hard to let her accompany the army as soon as possible. Lu Chongjing felt that he was full of energy. After urging Su Mo to go in and rest, he kicked his feet and left again. Su Mo looked at Lu Chongjing, who left in a hurry, and was speechless. Is this the characteristic of people in this era, doing things in a hurry? Although I have traveled through the book, I want to indulge myself for once. But when it comes to this step, I am still a little hesitant. How about getting married? Do people in this era get married when they fall in love? Since you are here, why not follow the local customs? No matter from which era's perspective, Lu Chongjing is a good marriage partner. A deputy battalion-level officer must have a high allowance. He has his own house, so he doesn't have to live with his parents-in-law after marriage. He can separate his family immediately after marriage, and he doesn't have to worry about conflicts with his sisters-in-law. Even the only disadvantage of not being at home is an advantage for her. Now that she had a house and the problem was solved, it couldn't be better. Most importantly, Lu Chongjing looked like a man she liked. Food and nature are all part of human nature. She was just a normal woman. Su Mo covered her face, shook her head, and turned back to the educated youth camp. The educated youth camp was a row of 5 adobe houses, with a kitchen and dining area in the middle, and also a place to entertain guests. The 2 rooms on the left were for male educated youth, and the 2 rooms on the right were for female educated youth. There was also a large vegetable plot at the door, with a lot of green vegetables planted. The toilet was in the corner of the vegetable plot, a thatched house made of thatch. The entire educated youth camp and the vegetable plot were surrounded by bamboo fences, with only a courtyard door in the front for entry and exit. Sue Emo found the room where the original owner lived based on her memory. In the countryside of that era, few people had the habit of locking doors, and the educated youth camp was no exception. The door was just bolted, not locked. Sue Emo unbolted the door and pushed the door open. The room was large, with a long Kong inside, so it was probably not a problem for 5 or 6 people to sleep. There were not many educated youths now, so 3 educated youths slept in one room, which was quite spacious. The people who lived in Sue Mo's room were all from the same batch as her. When they came, it was the autumn harvest, and they had no time to buy things, so there were no cabinets in the room, and the room seemed quite empty. They could only find a wooden board to put on the ground and then put their luggage on the board and put the frequently used items on the Kong. Sue Emo found the original owner's bedding, on which were stuck the clothes she washed a few days ago. I think the 2 roommates helped her to collect them. They just came and were not used to it. They supported and encouraged each other, so they had a good relationship. The original owner went to the countryside in a hurry and did not prepare anything. The bedding was also very simple. She just spread a straw mat on the Kong, and then spread a bed sheet on the straw mat, a thin quilt for summer, similar to the air conditioning quilt in later generations, and there was not even a pillow. I don't know how the original owner, a delicate lady, could bear it. When the original owner went to the countryside, she brought 2 suitcases. The 2 suitcases, one on the Kong and the other on the wooden board, one large and one small, were locked. Although Sue Emo had integrated the original owner's memory and roughly knew what was inside, she still felt that it would be more meaningful to count it. The most important thing was the 2 huge passbooks. When she read the book, the specific amount was not written in the book, only the huge amount was mentioned. As for the original owner, the passbook and the house deed were hastily stuffed into her by Sue's father before she went to the countryside. After she stuffed them into the interlayer, they disappeared before she had time to see the person, so the original owner didn't know how much money they were. Sue Emo was really curious. Relying on her memory, Sue Emo found the keys to the 2 suitcases in the secret pocket of the suitcase that the original owner placed on the Kong. Sue Emo first opened the big suitcase and took out the 2 passbooks from the interlayer. Suddenly, she felt a little nervous. The moment to witness history has come, sisters. 2 passbooks. One looked a little old. It should be made of craft paper, and the coarse fiber material on the surface was clearly visible. It was written with the words Current Savings Passbook, and there was a pattern on it, and a line of small words below, but it was a little faded, so she couldn't see clearly what it was. The cover of the passbook from the 1950s to 1960s is relatively new. It has an orange cover with a quote from a great man on it, and the words Current Savings Passbook printed in red below, and People's Bank of China Haisher Branch in black font below. The back cover also has a summary of the communiqué of the 11th plenary session of the 8th Central Committee. It is very characteristic of this era. Passbook from the 1970s. Picture from the internet. Deleted if infringed. Sue Emo opened the new one first. The account name is Emo Yurong, the mother of the original owner, and there is a bank stamp at the bottom. On the right is a handwritten record, with only 3 deposits and no expenditures. There is a stamp of the bookkeeper and reviewer behind each record. There were 3 deposits, one in January 1970, with a one-time deposit of 2,000 yuan, one in October 1970, with a deposit of 500, the last deposit in June 1971, also with a deposit of 500 yuan, a total of 3,000 yuan. It should be the money saved by the original owner's parents over the years. In this era, when 100 yuan is a lot of money, this is a huge sum of money. Sue Emo opened the old one again. The head of the household was Su Zhongli, the grandfather of the original owner. There were more handwritten records of deposits and expenditures on the right side, several pages. Sue Emo flipped through them and found that the first deposit was in 1957, which should be the dividends paid to the capitalists after the company's joint venture. The first deposit was more than 20,000 yuan. In the following years, there were only records of deposits, but in 1960, 1961, and 1962, there were many large expenditures. Su Mo had the memory of the original owner and knew that during the 3 years of natural disasters, the grandfather of the original owner had repeatedly used his connections to purchase a lot of food from abroad and donated it to the poor people in the surrounding areas. It was because of the hard work of those 3 years that Su Zhongli fell ill and passed away in 1963. At that time, many important leaders of High City came to Su Zhongli's funeral. The deposit record goes all the way to 1966. The dividends from the previous 3 years were basically taken by Su Zhongli. Only the dividends from the following years were saved, but there were nearly 80,000 yuan. What does 80,000 yuan mean in this era? I'm afraid it's more than 80 million in later generations. With this 80,000 yuan as the principal, in that era, when money was picked up everywhere, Yang Xian could take off even if she was a pig. Su Mo's fists hardened. She really didn't like Yang Xian, the heroine. When Yang Xian got the passbook, the original owner's uncle hadn't gotten into trouble yet. She didn't send such a huge passbook back to him, but kept it for herself. Even if she didn't have the contact information of the original owner's uncle, her father knew the original owner's uncle and must have it. It's really a family of peerless White Lotus. From now on, the road will turn black. After reading the passbook, Su Mo counted the original owner's banknotes again. Su Mo searched the banknotes from the 2 boxes and counted them. There were a total of 1,035.40 yuan. Oh, I still owe Lu Chongjing 5 yuan, which means 1,030.40 yuan. In this era, she is considered a rich woman. The tickets are a thick stack of all kinds, including overseas remittance coupons, industrial coupons, grain coupons, meat coupons, oil coupons, vegetable coupons, sugar coupons, cloth coupons, shoe coupons, cotton coupons, etc. There are even milk powder coupons and watch coupons, but most of them are only for Haishur, and there are very few that are used nationwide. In this era where everything requires tickets, without tickets, you can't spend money. Su Mo suddenly felt a little worried. If she doesn't have tickets to buy things, she can only go to the black market. She doesn't know if she can get some tickets here by then. Su Mo sorted the money and notes into categories and would collect them together after checking the space. After finishing these, Su Mo checked the other things of the original owner and found that most of them were for wearing and using. 2 long woolen coats, several dresses, several shirts and coats, several sweaters, and several pairs of pants. Su Mo didn't know much about fabrics, but they all felt very comfortable and good. There were 4 sets of underwear and pants. There were 3 pairs of small leather shoes and 2 pairs of cloth shoes. These things were all bought by the original owner at the High City Friendship Store with overseas remittance coupons. There was also a Dacron shirt, which the original owner bought to keep up with the fashion. After trying it on, he felt uncomfortable and never wore it again. He brought it this time. In addition to the clothes, there were some hairbands, hairpins, vanishing cream, hair oil, soap, eyebrow pencils, and even a lipstick. The things I brought were not useless, but they were definitely not practical. Anyway, they were not suitable for farming. The only suitable things should be the 2 sets of blue work clothes and liberation shoes bought at the supply and marketing cooperative before going to the countryside. The original owner wore the 2 sets of work clothes in rotation during the 10 days of autumn harvest. The clothes the original owner brought were not suitable for the Northeast. They were fine for spring, summer, and autumn, but they would freeze you to death in winter. There was none of the cotton-padded clothes, cotton-padded pants, cotton-padded shoes, and cotton-padded quilts that were most needed in the Northeast. However, Su Mo saw that there were quite a few cotton tickets in the ticket pile and guessed that the original owner should have thought of buying cotton and asking someone to make it when he arrived here. At that time, the original owner was in a hurry and only brought 2 towels, a lunchbox, and a kettle for daily necessities, which were necessary on the train. There were no enamel pots, wash basins, toothbrushes, toothpaste, etc. The original owner was originally going to buy these daily necessities here, but he never found the time to buy them. In the past 10 days, He had to borrow other people's basins to wash, and he could only rinse his mouth with clean water. This one fell into the river again, and I don't know if it is dirty now. Seeing a dressing mirror next to him, Suemo grabbed it and looked at it, and immediately exclaimed, "Oh." Although I knew from my memory that the original owner was beautiful, I didn't expect her to be so beautiful. Curved willow leaf eyebrows, passionate peach blossom eyes, straight and beautiful little nose, cherry lips without makeup, a typical Jiangnan beauty. Her skin is white and delicate, almost like cream. Although she is a little haggard and dull after doing farm work for more than 10 days, she looks more broken and pitiful. No wonder Lu Chongjing fell in love with her at first sight.
Man.
Sumo's appearance is actually 60% similar to the original owner, but for safety in the last days, she has always had thick bangs and thick glasses, and the whole person looks rustic. Now that she has suddenly seen the light of day again, she has become more beautiful. She is also very happy and can't help but take a few more glances in the mirror. After admiring herself, Suemo put everything in order one by one and put the house deed, passbook, banknotes, etc. in the corner of the space for the time being. There are 3 property deeds in total. They are different from the real estate certificates of later generations. They are called land and property ownership certificates. They are just one page of paper. They write the owner and the address of the house, but not the area. Then they're stamped with the seal of the local government. The signature is 1951, which should have been changed when the country was just founded. The picture is from the internet. In any case, it is not clear from this ownership certificate what house it is, but from the original book, we know that these are the deeds of 3 houses. It will be worth a lot of money in the future. After counting the original owner's property, Suemo prepared to count her own. After confirming that there was no one at the educated youth point again, Suemo locked the door again. Then she waved her hand and took out all the things in the space. There was no way her space was not as smart as others. Now the space was reduced, and the things inside were stacked together, which was really messy. She could only take the things out first, and then put them in by categories, otherwise it would be inconvenient to take things in the future. After Suemo quickly put the things into the space by categories, she sank into consciousness and slowly counted them. First, there were grains, oils, rice, noodles, and other food. There were probably several hundred kilograms of rice and flour, as well as several boxes of flatbreads and rice noodles. There were several barrels of 6L peanut oil. There were also a lot of bacon and sausages, as well as a large number of canned meats. There were even 2 large 10-kilogram hams like mohua. There was no fresh meat. When she awakened her spatial ability, fresh meat had rarely flowed out. Occasionally, she would exchange some, and she would eat it on the same day to satisfy her craving. There were quite a few seasonings and supplies, several boxes, and a lot of miscellaneous spices. There was no other way. She stayed at the base in the end times and only studied food, so the seasonings were particularly complete. There were only a few cans of milk powder as nutritional supplements. There were also some snacks, candies, biscuits, etc. But the quantity was not large. Secondly, there were daily necessities. The bedding was complete, with more than 2 sets, and a duvet. Towels, toothbrushes, toothpaste, shampoo, shower gel, etc. She had stockpiled them in full, and it was estimated that they could be used for several more years. But the sanitary pads were almost gone, with only 6.5 packs left. There were also quite a few skincare products and cosmetics. After all, these were indispensable for dressing up ugly. There were also 3 rechargeable desk lamps. There was also a complete set of kitchen supplies. Next, clothing. Clothes and shoes were quite durable since she didn't have to go out to fight, so she didn't change them specifically, and she didn't have much in stock. Most of them were loose sportswear that didn't reveal gender. Compared with other book traversers, she should be the poorest. Although there weren't many of these things, they were also accumulated bit by selling the food and fruits that she had grown over the years. Then, there were quite a few books. At the end of the world, she was 14 years old and was preparing to apply for the Tsinghua youth class. After the base was stable, she felt sorry that she didn't go to college, so she exchanged some textbooks while selling things and studied on her own. She also exchanged some miscellaneous books, and Suemo put away all the ones she thought were useful. Of course, she also collected a lot of novels to kill time, including the one she was wearing. Suemo hurriedly searched for this book, but after flipping for a long time, she couldn't find it. So, this is her transmigration and the book disappeared? Suemo was furious. She didn't find the book, but she did look through a few history books about this era and a miscellaneous book called Essential Skills for Crossing. Suemo took out these books and put them separately on the other side of the space, ready to see if there is anything useful when it is convenient. There is also a set of outdoor solar batteries plus 800W solar panels, which she spent several years saving to buy in the end of the world. In the case of sufficient sunlight, as long as the solar panels are unfolded for 2 to 2.5 hours, the battery can be fully charged. In the end of the world, she only uses it for lighting at night, and basically it is no problem to store electricity once for more than a month. In addition to these, the space also has a large number of seeds of various crops she collected, various fruits she bred and prepared to sell, and some miscellaneous sundries, such as the machete and electric baton she used for self-defense in the end of the world. Now the space has become smaller, and the fruit almost occupies 2/3 of the space, which is crowded. If I go to the black market, I will see if there is a chance to sell all these things. Suemo took out the original owner's watch from the secret compartment of the small suitcase and checked the time. It was almost time for everyone to get off work, so she left the room and prepared to take a shower before everyone came back. She had to wash her hair properly. She hadn't washed it since she fell into the river, and it always smelled. Making a fire was not difficult for Suemo. In the end times, the little people like them all burned firewood. While boiling water, Suemo went to the vegetable garden again, pretending to pull weeds, but actually absorbing the wood energy of these weeds. Although the weeds were small, they were still energy. The weeds dried up very quickly in Sumo's hands, and then Suemo gently lifted them up and pulled them up by the roots. Soon, Suemo pulled out all the weeds in and around the vegetable garden. She gathered the dry weeds and carried them directly to the kitchen to burn them as fuel for boiling water. The bathroom of the Educated Youth Point was in the corner of the kitchen, and a small compartment was built with earth bricks. After the water boiled, Suemo quickly filled 2 buckets and went to the bathroom to take a good bath. After taking a shower, Suemo sat at the door of the room, wiping her hair while thinking about the next arrangements. Although the original owner was rich, there were not many things she left behind that could be used at present. The 2 passbooks were both in Haishur, and it was not possible to withdraw money across provinces in this era. Besides, the 80,000 yuan left by Su Zhongli belonged to the 2 brothers Su Tingqian and Su Tingda, and how to use it should be divided between the 2 of them. She also planned to keep the 3,000 yuan from the original owner's parents, so that if they could return to the city early one day, they would have money to use when they brought it back. The 1,030 yuan left by the original owner seemed like a lot. But she read in a book that things on the black market were extremely expensive. If she didn't have a ticket and had to buy everything on the black market, it would probably take more than a few years. Moreover, she had to save capital and wait until the college entrance examination was resumed to enter university and fulfill her Tsinghua dream. Then, with the help of the reform, she could hoard houses, do business, and make a fortune. So, she had to have income. How to make money? Using supernatural powers to produce fruits and vegetables to sell? This can only be considered as an alternative. Fruits and vegetables are cheap in this era and can't be sold for much money. If you want to sell them, you can only go when they are off-season and sell some rare varieties here to get a high price. Moreover, she has never been to the black market and doesn't know if it is safe. She has to go and explore it first. Therefore, before finding a safe way, this can only be considered as an alternative. Since the efficiency of producing low-value products is not high, then produce high-value products. She remembered that there are many wild ginsengs in the northeast. If she can find wild ginseng, then she can produce wild ginseng and sell it. She has read a lot of period literature, and it seems that a piece of wild ginseng can be sold for 1 or 200 yuan. If she can sell a few pieces a year, then it will not be much different from those who get a salary. but this can only be regarded as private income and cannot be displayed in public. There is no fresh meat to eat in the end times. Here, she wants to live a life where she can eat meat. If she wants to live a good life without being criticized, she must have an income that can be displayed in public. As a propaganda officer of a textile factory, the original owner had very good writing skills. When she was in High City, she often submitted articles to newspapers, and almost all of them were accepted. Originally, during this special period, there was no payment for submissions, and generally some tickets or sample copies were issued. Later, the editor of the newspaper appreciated her talent and applied for a non-staff correspondent certificate for her, which was similar to a temporary worker in later generations, so that her submissions could be counted as royalties. Unfortunately, the original owner went to the countryside just over a month after the application for this certificate. Su Mo thought about it, and it seemed that the original owner received more than 20 yuan in royalties last month. In 1966, the Ministry of Culture proposed that newspapers, magazines, and publishing houses across the country adopt a unified standard for royalties, 2 to 8 yuan per thousand words for manuscripts and 1 to 5 yuan per thousand words for translations. However, during the Cultural Revolution, direct payment of royalties to authors was stopped, and instead sample copies, tickets, or items were issued. It was not until 1977 that direct payment of royalties was resumed. Su Mo thought of several people's daily golden quotes in the pile of books, as well as many inspirational songs she had heard in later generations, and thought that this could be done. She was a top student, and after studying and thinking about it, she should be able to do it. In this way, she would have an obvious income. In this era, it is very prestigious to submit articles to newspapers and have them accepted. In this way, her status in the team will be improved, and if there is any competition for positions such as teachers, it should be easier. She might be able to do farm work, weeding, and planting vegetables. But if it really requires a lot of effort, she probably won't be able to do it. It's really tearful. Moreover, she remembered that President Nixon of the United States would visit China in 1972. These official media are dog noses and can best capture certain signals. At that time, they will definitely serialize some novels from the United States to release certain signals. At that time, she can also apply to the newspaper to take on some translation manuscripts so that she can have another income. She has received bilingual education since she was a child, so her English must be very good. The original owner also knows some English and is not afraid of being exposed. The reason why the original owner had so many remittance vouchers was because the original owner's great-uncle Su Zhongqing and his family immigrated to a foreign country at the beginning of the founding of the People's Republic of China. In 1955, after the country began to use coupons, Su Zhongli wrote to his brother abroad. It was unknown how the two brothers negotiated, but in short, Su Zhongqing would remit them a sum of money every year. Relying on the coupons of the remittance vouchers, the original owner's family basically never ran out of coupons. Guangdong Province 10 yuan face value remittance vouchers, infringement deleted. Occasionally, they would send some things back, including foreign books. Su Tingqian studied abroad when he was young and knew English, so he also taught Su Mo some. Now that she has 3 ways to make money, let's just use these first, and then see if there are other ways to make money. The money-making thing is done. Now it's buying things. She remembered that the original owner's parents in the book would be sent to the cowshed of the next brigade in half a month. Judging from the original owner's appearance that he didn't bring any cold-resistant supplies, their situation was even worse, and they certainly wouldn't have any, so she had to prepare these for them in advance. The original owner brought a lot of cotton coupons, but it was definitely not enough to make so many things. She had to get some more cotton. Getting cotton was not enough. She had to learn how to make cotton clothes from others, otherwise she would not know who to ask to make clothes for her parents. As for quilts and mattresses, she could ask someone to make them. If anyone asked, she would say that she was getting married and wanted to make them as a dowry. There were other daily necessities that had to be bought back quickly, otherwise it would be really inconvenient. Now the autumn harvest was coming to an end, and the original owner worked very slowly. If she was thick-skinned, she should be able to take a leave. She planned to take a leave tomorrow and go to the county town. She would buy everything she needed and buy a gift to thank Lu Xiaolan for taking care of her these 2 days. As for Lu Chongzheng, there was no need for him, as he had pledged his love to her. Thinking of this, Su Imo turned back into the room, took out a pen and paper, wrote a letter to Su Tingda, and mailed it to him when she went to the county town tomorrow. In this era, the phone was passed around and was very easy to be eavesdropped on. It was safer to write a letter. In the letter, she mentioned cryptically that she heard from Yang Xian that her parents were sent to the brigade next to hers, and she would find a way to take care of them and ask her uncle not to run around anymore to avoid being taken advantage of. Also, she told him that the remittance from her uncle should be arriving soon this year, and he should remember to arrange someone to sign for it to avoid giving it away to others. Although this period was special, the country was short of foreign exchange, and if someone sent money, they would accept it. Li Wei was very happy to see her son coming to help her with the work. Although the work of pulling peanuts was light, she took a break because her son was filial. Although Lu Chongzheng didn't like to do farm work, he worked very fast and finished the work assigned to Li Wei in a few strokes. Li Wei went to the scorekeeper to record today's work points, 7 work points a day. After recording, the mother and son went back together. Before going to work every day, the Lujia village brigade would assign tasks to everyone. If you finish early, you can go home early. If you don't finish, no matter how late it is, you have to finish it, otherwise it will be considered as passive resistance and work points will be deducted. Li Wei looked at her handsome son and was very proud. Her old son is really amazing. He has been smart since he was a child, and his appearance is the most handsome in the whole brigade. He is also capable. He has fought for his current position at a young age by himself. But when she thought of the scars on her son's body, Li Wei felt proud and distressed. It is not easy for world children to make a name for themselves. You should prepare in the next 2 days and go to see him. He is from the art troupe and you are in the army, so it is just right.
Li Wei said.
Mom, I don't want to date him anymore. I am dating Su Jiqing.
What?
Li Wei was so shocked that she almost jumped up. Is it because of the gossiping women in the village? You don't have to pay attention to it. I will tear them apart. The leaders of the commune have already come down to educate them. These bad habits are not allowed. In recent years, there have been many educated youth going to the countryside, and they have also had many conflicts with the local villagers due to their different views and habits. Therefore, the commune would regularly send people to carry out ideological education for the members of each brigade. No, I like Su Jiqing. Lu Chongzheng answered straightforwardly. Li Wei had thousands of words in her chest and didn't know how to start. After a long while, she trembled and said, Yu, why do you like her? What's wrong with her? I think she's pretty good.
Li Wei.
This Su Jiqing is beautiful, but she looks like a spoiled person. It's not that she is spoiled because she is fair-skinned. Most of the educated youth from the city are fair-skinned. But this Su Jiqing is different from others. She looks like she grew up in pampering. If such a person comes to the countryside, it must be that something happened at home. The Lucia Village Production Brigade subscribes to newspapers. Her father-in-law and her husband read them. When they discuss, she often listens on the side. She knows a little about the situation in the city. Let's not talk about whether dating her will affect the future of the old son. Just say that this woman is too beautiful, which is not good. Didn't the old saying say that beautiful women have a short life since ancient times? To say something offensive, this Su Jiqing doesn't look like a lucky person. If he really marries her, what good will it be? Chongzheng, do you want to reconsider? Li Wei felt bitter in her mouth. This old son has always been a man of his own ideas. What he has decided may not be easy to change. It can be seen that Su Jiqing is not a work material. She is not suitable for my Lu family. If she can't do it, then don't do it. I don't plan to let her do farm work. She has my allowance to support her. She just needs to take care of our small family. Lu Chongzheng replied. What the Hades? Li Wei's voice rose. She raised her son with great effort, and she didn't ask her not to do farm work. Now he is ready to support him just after they have a boyfriend. No wonder people say that a man forgets his mother after he gets married. This is also heartless. Li Wei was really angry. Then you are dating Su Jiqing. What about the previous agreement to meet? Li Wei's tone was not good. Just say it directly. Just say that I already have a partner and I don't want to date anymore.
How can you do that?
The other party was introduced by the director of the Women's Federation of the Commune.
Li Wei disagreed.
What if her son went to see the other party and fell in love with the other party again? Although this seemed to be a bit of a bad guy, she would rather her son be a bad guy. There's nothing wrong with it. Just say it directly. Dating is a mutual matter. It would be even worse if I go to see a partner when I already have one.
This.
Li Wei wanted to say something else, but was interrupted by Lu Chongjing. Mom, the whole country is emphasizing the issue of work style now. Are you going to let me make a mistake? If people know that I have a partner and still go to see a partner, then I will have to wear this military uniform for the rest of my life. Mom, I didn't ask you to make a mistake. Li Wei was shocked. We just got together and others don't know yet. Now I'm afraid everyone knows it. When I was carrying Su Jiqing back just now, I passed by the brigade headquarters and was seen by those ants drying grain. Li Wei felt a surge of blood rushing to her head. Her old son must have done it on purpose. Why does he need to pass by the brigade headquarters to go to the educated youth site? And those gossiping women saw him. Thinking that Li Tsuehua was drying millet there today, Li Yue's eyes went dark. With Li Tsuehua's temper that couldn't stand her doing well, I'm afraid the whole brigade has already known about it. It seems that she can't go to that meeting. But in this way, she would offend the director of the Women's Federation. She was still thinking that she could compete for it after the village women's director retired, but it seems that there is no hope. Then you are dating her. What will your grandfather do? Didn't we agree to get married when we come back this time? Let us date for 2 days first and you can propose in 2 days and then we can get the marriage certificate. Are you so anxious? Will Su Jiqing agree? There are people in her mother's village who marry educated youths. They are not like rural people who get married just because they like each other. Instead, they have to date for half a year or a year first and pass the revolutionary test. Su Jiqing looked more spoiled than those people, willing to marry her old son in a hurry. She is very reasonable. Our family situation is special. She will agree. Lu Chongjing said. If he tried harder, it should be possible. She guessed that they were helping the new educated youth with work again. There were a total of 5 new educated youth in their batch, 2 men and 3 women. They arrived at the time of autumn harvest and had no time to adapt, so they often could not finish their work. The old educated youth had to finish their own work before helping them. There are currently 11 educated youth in the Educated Youth Center, 6 men and 5 women. Everyone gets along well for the time being, and the educated youth are united and often help each other. Thinking of the care that the old educated youth had given to the original owner some time ago, Su Mo prepared to make a delicious meal for everyone. After the entire autumn harvest, everyone had lost weight. Su Mo took out the bag of rice left over from the end of the world, which was about 2 pounds left, and poured it all into the basin, then scooped 2 bowls of corn grits into it, preparing to make rice and corn porridge. After rinsing it twice, Su Mo poured the rice into the pot, added most of the pot of water, and started a small fire to let it simmer slowly. Then he went to the vegetable garden outside, picked 3 large cabbages and a few tomatoes, and took out a piece of bacon that weighed more than a pound from the space, preparing to make bacon and cabbage stir-fry. There were 2 pots in the educated youth camp, and people didn't usually eat together, only during the autumn harvest. Now 1 pot was used to cook porridge, and the other pot was used to cook vegetables. The tomatoes were cut raw, and then sprinkled with some white sugar on them as a cold dish. Such a meal was considered good in that era. There was rice porridge, meat, and something sweet. Most people had about the same New Year's Eve. When the educated youth came back, they could smell the aroma of meat from afar. They were hungry, and they all quickened their pace to rush to the educated youth camp. They saw Su Mo cooking in the kitchen, and the smell made them drool. Ma Xiaowan, who had the best relationship with Su Mo, ran over and shouted happily, "Su Mo, you are back? Are you making braised pork? It smells so good." Ma Xiaowan was Su Mo's roommate, and there was another one named Chenlon. "It's not braised pork, but some bacon I brought from home." I'm giving it to everyone to replenish their energy. I really troubled everyone a while ago. Suemo smiled. The original owner was really the last one to work, and basically everyone helped her with work. The old educated youths felt much more comfortable after hearing this. Ma Jianmin, the person in charge of the Educated Youth Center, smiled and said, "We are all revolutionary comrades, and we should help each other." In fact, the old educated youths were not very willing to help the new educated youths with their work. But the educated youths were one body, and the villagers were somewhat xenophobic to the educated youths. If they were not united, they would be at a disadvantage in the brigade. Moreover, after the autumn harvest, it would be winter soon. If the new educated youths could not finish their work, they would not have many work points, which meant that they would not get much food. Everyone was in the Educated Youth Center, and if the new educated youths ran out of food, they would definitely ask the old educated youths to borrow it. They only had enough to eat, and if they lent it to the new educated youths, they would not be able to survive until the next food distribution. Therefore, they could only hold their noses and help them so that they could earn as many work points as possible and get more food. They did the work, but they still had some complaints in their hearts. Now that Suemo was sensible and took out good things to thank them, they felt much better. "Suemo, I didn't expect you to be so good at cooking." Chunlon swallowed her saliva and stared at the pot. There was quite a lot of meat. Before, she was so delicate and thought she was a person who didn't touch water. Unexpectedly, she had some good points. Suemo smiled and said nothing. In order to cook the vegetables well, she did a lot of research on cooking in the end times. How could her cooking skills be bad? The dishes were quickly cooked, and Suemo took the large basin that she usually put the vegetables in and put them on the table. Suemo's knife skills were good. She cut the bacon thinly and paired it with tender green cabbage. Everyone couldn't take their eyes off it. "Oh my God, Suemo, how much meat did you put in?" An old educated youth named Zheng Kaiping exclaimed. "Not much, probably a little over a pound." "You fried all of it at once?" Zheng Kaiping almost screamed, looking at Suemo with a look of a prodigal. "I saw that everyone has lost weight after the autumn harvest, so I just made more so that everyone can have a good meal." "Okay. Zheng Kaiping, they invited you to eat meat. Why are you so dissatisfied? Eat quickly, you are not hungry, but we are." Zhao Guoping scolded. He was really exhausted. After finishing his own work, he still had to help others. It was really, yes, let's eat. Some educated youth had already returned to their rooms to get their lunch boxes. Some educated youth lifted the lid of another pot and immediately exclaimed, "Rice porridge." Now, everyone was silent and went back to their rooms to get their lunch boxes in unison, fearing that others would eat it all if they were late. The old educated youth had been here for 1 or 2 years, and they would only eat rice porridge during festivals or when they were not feeling well. Everyone ate the meal in silence. It was so delicious that if they hadn't remembered that they were still educated youth, they would have wanted to grab it directly like the rural aunties. Of course, they mainly ate porridge and bacon-fried cabbage. As for tomatoes, they were completely ignored. It was not until they were almost finished that someone picked up a piece of tomato to eat. "Sweet. Did you put sugar in it?" Suemo nodded. "I put some white sugar in it." Everyone picked up tomatoes again in a hurry. After eating, the sweetness was more than just a little bit. Everyone didn't say anything and silently quickened their eating speed. Suemo put the white sugar in early, and when everyone came back, it had already melted, so no one else noticed. The white sugar in later generations is small in size and white in color. Suemo didn't know what a white sugar now looks like. In order to avoid being discovered, she sprinkled the white sugar on early. Needless to say, it was delicious, but it was also eaten up. Even the sugar water was divided by several male educated youth and poured into the porridge. After the meal, everyone thanked Suemo politely, then boiled water, washed up, and went back to their rooms to rest. As for ideological and political studies, let's talk about it after the autumn harvest. "I'm almost exhausted." Suemo sat for a while and went back to her room. There was no electricity at this time, and people used kerosene lamps for lighting. The kerosene lamp for Suemo and her roommates was brought by Chinlon. There was only one lamp, and the kerosene was borrowed from the old, educated youth. With only one lamp in such a big room, the light can be imagined, just barely enough to see things. Suemo saw that she couldn't do anything, so she spread out the bedding and prepared to go to bed. Get up early tomorrow and go to the county town. Ma Xiaowan just came back from taking a shower, approached Suemo, and suddenly asked in confusion, "What did you put on? It smells so good." Sumo's heart skipped a beat. She used shampoo to wash her hair. The fragrance of daily necessities in later generations is not comparable to that of things now. "I put on some hair oil, bought from the friendship store." Suemo simply said it. Ma Xiaowan didn't doubt it. They were in the same room. When Suemo took clothes before, she had seen it. Those clothes were obviously imported goods. Ma Xiaojuan's family was not poor, and she had been to the friendship store to buy things, so she had a good eye. But there were many children in the family, so one of them had to go to the countryside, so she volunteered to go. Her family would give her money every month, so she was not afraid. She would do farm work if she could, and forget it if she couldn't. Among the educated youth, Sumo was the last in work, and she was the second to last. "Are you okay? I wanted to take a leave to take care of you, but the team leader wouldn't let me, saying that we should be active in labor, which really me off." Speaking of this, Ma Xiaowan was angry, and she was thinking of taking the opportunity to be lazy. Ma Xiaowan was different from Suemo. Suemo really couldn't work, but Ma Xiaowan was the type who was used to being lazy. But the team leader hated this kind of people the most, and he would not approve Ma Xiaojuan's request for leave. If other hardworking educated youth went, he would approve it. But the other 3 female educated youth were reluctant to give up their work points and didn't say anything about taking care of Suemo. The captain had no choice but to ask Lu Chongjing to check on her occasionally. After all, there were doctors in the health center, and they would take care of her. "I heard some rumors from the aunties in the village these days. You are not really going to marry that soldier, are you?" Ma Xiaowan was a little worried. Her mother is a doctor, and she knows that this is a normal first aid measure, but these ignorant villagers don't understand. "Well, I'm dating him now." "What?" Ma Xiaowan was shocked. "Were you coerced? We can go to the commune leader together. This is a very normal measure. Suemo is so beautiful. Maybe the soldier has intentions toward her." "No, he's a nice guy. But you can't be with him. If you really marry him, you might end up living in the countryside for the rest of your life." "The countryside is nice sometimes." Suemo didn't want to say more and changed the subject. "The autumn harvest should be almost over, right? What are you doing now?" "Pickling peanuts. I heard from the aunties that after picking the peanuts, it's basically a matter of drying them in the sun and storing them, and then waiting to pay the public grain."
Ma Xiaoyuan replied,
"Do you think I should buy some meat after the autumn harvest and treat everyone to a meal?" Seeing that Suemo didn't want to say more, Ma Xiaowan didn't ask any more and changed the subject. "If conditions permit, I think it's okay. After all, we have troubled the old educated youth a lot during this period."
Shomo replied,
"Okay, then after the autumn harvest is over, I'll go to the supply and marketing cooperative to buy some meat and buy some egg cakes and so on, and treat everyone to a meal." "Xiaowan, how about we all treat together?" Chumon just came in and spoke up immediately after hearing this. Her family was not well off, and she couldn't afford to invite them one by one. "That's fine. Then we can invite them all together." Ma Xiaowan responded straightforwardly. At the same time, the Lu family was also having dinner. The staple food was steamed buns made of cornmeal mixed with white flour. Because Lu Chongjing had returned, the white flour was mixed in more. There was also a large bowl of egg drop soup on the table, a bowl of eggplant stewed with beans, with some lard residue in it, and a bowl of radish stewed with fish. The fish was caught by Lu Chongjing in the river this morning. Li Wei divided the steamed buns among everyone, 2 for adults and 1 for children. Lu Chongjing rarely came back, so she gave him 1 more. Although her family's life was considered good in the team, they didn't dare to eat too much and had to plan. She was afraid of the famine in those 3 years. Every year, she had to save some food at home so that if there was a natural disaster again, the whole family would not have to eat grass roots and tree bark. The Lu family was large, With Lu Chongjing's grandfather and grandson and 4 people, Lu Chongjing's eldest brother Lu Xingjuan's family of 5, and Lu Chongjing's second brother Lu Weiguo's family of 4, a total of 13 people, sitting around a large round table, eating. The Lu family's house is one of the few blue brick and tile houses in the village. There are 5 rooms in a row on the front, 3 on each side of the east and west. The open space in the middle is also paved with blue bricks for drying things. There is a well near the kitchen. There is also a large private plot of land for growing vegetables in front of the door. A toilet is built with adobe next to the vegetable field. The 5 rooms in the front are the main hall in the middle, where guests are usually entertained and eaten. The 2 rooms on the left are for Lu Qing'an and Li Wei, and 1 for Grandpa Lu and Lu Boming. The 2 rooms on the right are for Lu Xiaolan and the kitchen. The 3 rooms on the left are for the eldest son's family of 5. The 3 rooms on the right are for the second son's family of 4. The Lu family's house was also newly built 2 years ago. Originally, 3 more rooms were to be built, but the area was not enough. When building, Lu Chongjing agreed, and his 3 rooms were built for him in another place. At that time, the conflict between the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law in the family of Captain Lu Chongjing was fierce. They had heard about it to some extent. He naturally agreed to the opportunity to live separately. So, this year, 3 brick and tile houses were built for Lu Chongjing not far from Lu's house. When it was built, Lu Chongjing sent extra money back, so it was naturally more magnificent than this one. The floor of the house over there was paved with cement, and the walls were painted white with lime mixed with cement and fine sand. The whole house looked clean and bright, and it didn't fall off. The roof was also made of wooden boards. It was really heat insulating in summer and warm in winter. It was the first in the village. On the right side, a large room was built with adobe divided into 2 rooms, 1 large and 1 small. The large one was used to store firewood and sundries, and the small one was used as a toilet. The toilet was a dry toilet, not dirty. A well was also dug in the yard. At that time, the villagers advised Lu Qing'an that Lu Chongjing didn't come back often, and he would probably take his wife to the army after he got married, so there was no need to dig another well, which was expensive and laborious. But Lu Qing'an had different ideas. The 3rd son was an officer after all. It would be inappropriate for him to fetch water from other families when he returned home to visit his family. After dinner, the children went to play. Mrs. Luda and Mrs. Lu Er also collected the dishes and went to wash them. After washing, they had to wash clothes. I heard from your mother that you and Su Jiqing were dating. Lu Qing'an asked Lu Chongjing.
Yes.
Have you thought it through? Lu Qing'an asked again. He could guess that Su and Mo must have come down to seek refuge because of something at home. He didn't believe that his son couldn't see it. Fearing that his son really didn't know, he still said, when Su Jiqing came, he brought 2 suitcases. In this day and age, those who can afford suitcases are not ordinary families. If they are not ordinary families and come to the countryside, it is either because their family is a high-ranking official who wants to set an example, or something happened. Looking at Su Jiqing's appearance, most likely something happened at home. Think it through. Lu Chongjing responded firmly. Everything he has now is the result of his own hard work. No one can erase his real achievements. Moreover, he doesn't think this situation will last for long. The country needs to develop, and the leaders will definitely not let the situation go on. Okay, just think it through. Lu Qing'an took a puff of his pipe. Then what are your plans? His father's body may not last much longer. Don't worry about me. Follow your own plan. I'll be relieved to see you have a partner. Lu Boming said. This strong man, even though he is old and sick, still tries to sit up straight. Lu Chongjing is his favorite and most promising grandson. It's just that he saw that he was devoted to his career and was afraid that he would be lonely for the rest of his life. So he said that he wanted to see him get married before he left. He knew the 3rd brother's personality. If he didn't really like Su Jiqing, he wouldn't date someone just to save someone. It depends on the situation. I will try my best to get married before returning to the team. Lu Chongjing said. He will not be back until next year after returning to the team this time. He has been away all the time, and with his girlfriend's appearance, what if someone snatches her away? He must make sure of his status before leaving. That has to be decided as soon as possible. There are many things to prepare for marriage. Lu Qing'an said. What do you mean? Do you want to invite only a few close relatives to have a meal, or invite the whole team? The Lujia village brigade is considered a large brigade. There are more than 150 households in the village, and a population of more than 1,000. Even if one person comes from each household, there will probably be about 20 tables. The whole brigade. Lu Chongjing said. If he wants to marry her, he can't let others think that he has to marry her out of necessity. He must give her the dignity she deserves. Lu Xingjuan and Lu Weiguo were just listening, but when they heard the third brother say that he wanted to invite the whole brigade, they couldn't help but frown. With so many people, it would cost a lot of food. I'll find a way to prepare the food for the banquet. Dad and Mom, you just need to find someone to help. Lu Chongjing said. That won't do. Your two brothers are getting married, and the family has set up 10 tables for the banquet. How can you prepare everything?
Li Yue objected immediately.
Over the years, the families of the eldest and second oldest have taken advantage of the third oldest. Well, you just need to be responsible for the meat. The family will prepare the grains and vegetables for you. Li Yue said, Eldest and second oldest, do you have any objections?
No.
Lu Xingjuan and Lu Weiguo waved their hands repeatedly. Without looking at the murderous look in their mother's eyes, they dared not object. Then it settled. Li Yue made the decision directly. As for the betrothal gift, when your eldest brother and your second brother got married, the betrothal gift was 50 yuan. But it was a difficult time at that time, and 50 yuan was the highest betrothal gift in the countryside. Over the years, you have also sent a lot of money home. This house was mostly built with the money you sent back. So I discussed with your father, and the family will give you 200 yuan as a betrothal gift. Big brother, second brother, do you have any objection? Lu Xingjuan and Lu Weiguo shook their heads like rattles. Just kidding. Mother said that the house was built with the money sent back by the third brother, so how dare we have any objection? It cost nearly 1,000 yuan to build this house. The 2 bicycles in the family are used by your eldest brother and second brother. When you get married, the family will buy you one. These are all the things the family can prepare for you. If you need anything else, it's up to you, Li Yue said. In fact, she had prepared tickets for bicycles, sewing machines and watches for her youngest son. She had inquired about it. These were the 3 most popular items for weddings in the city. Families without a certain amount of financial resources could not afford them all. At that time, she thought that the girl she was dating was a female soldier in the art troupe, so she couldn't be stingy. Now that she had changed her mind, she was not particularly satisfied with the person she had met, so she didn't take it out for the time being. At night, before Lu Weiguo went to bed, he talked about this with his wife. Lu Hohot, Lu's second sister-in-law, sat up immediately after hearing it. What did you say? Is his third uncle not going to meet the female soldiers in the art troupe? He wants to marry Su Jiqing? Lu Weiguo was shocked.
Keep your voice down.
Lu Hohot curled her lips. It's not something shameful. Why should you keep your voice down? Then she leaned closer and asked with a gossipy look on her face, Will your mother agree? When she wanted to marry Lu Weiguo, Li Yue didn't agree. If she and Lu Weiguo hadn't made it a done deal, this marriage probably wouldn't have been possible. In the past few years, she has been humble and gave birth to 2 grandchildren for their family. Only then did she barely enter her mother-in-law's eyes. Lu Chongjing is her mother-in-law's most promising son, and she attaches great importance to his marriage. When the female soldier in the art troupe came to her house through someone, her mother-in-law didn't show it on her face, but she was still very happy and satisfied in her heart. Now, if it was an educated youth who went to the countryside, would her mother-in-law agree?
She didn't say no.
She even took the initiative to talk about the banquet and the betrothal gift, so she should have agreed. Lu Weiguo said, That educated youth Su is very beautiful. I heard that she brought 2 big suitcases when she came. The material of the clothes she wore was something we have never seen before. Her family must be well off, otherwise your mother would not agree. You say your brother is really lucky. When he joined the army, so many people failed to be selected, but he was selected and became a senior officer. Now he has returned to the countryside to marry a wife, and he has married a very beautiful one with a well-off family. Is she really that beautiful? Lu Weiguo couldn't help but feel curious. Lu Weiguo worked in the commune's timber processing factory. He went out early and came back late every day. He had never seen Su Mo. Lu Hohot rolled his eyes at him. What? No matter how beautiful she is your sister-in-law. Lu Weiguo was speechless. What nonsense are you talking about? You said she was beautiful yourself, and I just asked casually. Lu Hohot was not bad-looking. Otherwise, Lu Weiguo would not have insisted on marrying her and even tasted the forbidden fruit to force her family to agree. Did your mother say how much the betrothal gift was? My mother said 200. Lu Hohot pouted. See, this is the difference. She and her sister-in-law only gave 50. However, this cannot be compared. Everyone knows how much money the younger brother-in-law has sent back over the years. Giving 200 is also reasonable. What about the rest? Did they say? Lu Hohot asked again. They only said they would buy me a bicycle, nothing else. Lu Weiguo replied. Then your parents are fair. Of course, my parents do things that goes without saying. Lu Weiguo was very proud. However, the third brother has to hold a banquet and invite the whole team, so it will probably take at least 20 tables. What? Lu Hohot jumped up again. How much will that cost? The third brother is an officer after all. The banquet can't be too bad. If we calculate it at 10 yuan per table, it will cost at least 200 yuan. It doesn't have to be so much. You have to give gifts when you have a banquet, so after deducting the gifts, it will probably be only a few dozen yuan. Lu Weiguo didn't care too much. Anyway, it was said that the third brother would take care of the meat himself, and the family would only have to provide some grain and vegetables. If there were more people, they would just cook more corn porridge. What do you think? Nowadays, many people give 20 cents for a banquet. Lu Hohot was speechless. You don't have to worry about that. The third child said that he would take care of the meat himself, and the family can just provide grain and vegetables. That's not bad. Lu Hohot breathed a sigh of relief. But even if it's grain, you have to provide a lot. Don't let the family not have enough food next year after the feast. Why do you have to worry about it? If there is not enough food, won't mother buy more for the team? Hey, didn't they say that we would divide the family after the third child got married? Did parents say so? Or are they not going to divide it now? No, they shouldn't have, right? Lu Weiguo said, his eyelids gradually getting heavy, and he soon fell asleep. Lu Hohot looked at the sleeping Lu Weiguo, muttering in her heart, don't divide it again. Her husband earns 28 yuan a month, and now he gives 20 yuan to the family every month, and their small family only gets 8 yuan. Excluding Lu Weiguo's favors and the food expenses when he doesn't bring food, their small family can't save much money. If the family is divided, then the 28 yuan salary will all belong to their small family. Although she alone earns work points, the food is definitely not enough to eat, but it doesn't cost much to buy food in the team, and they can definitely save a lot. Lu Hohot instantly felt that life had a purpose, and she wished that Lu Chongzheng would get married tomorrow and the family would be divided the day after tomorrow, so that she would not feel sorry for the food. On the other side, Lu Xingjuan, the eldest brother, said the same thing to Lu's eldest sister-in-law Lu Yuji. Lu Yuji just listened quietly and said nothing. Dad and Mom have arranged it, we just do it. Lu Yuji said, but it was agreed that the family would be divided after the third child got married. You have to mention this. Since the second child went to work in the lumber mill, the second child's family has often been weird, as if our family has taken advantage of them. I'm really fed up with it. Dad and Mom said that the family will be divided, so it will be divided naturally. Lu Xingjuan said. In fact, Lu Xingjuan was also uncomfortable and wanted to separate the family. There are 4 brothers and sisters. The second one works in a lumber factory, the third one is an officer, and the younger sister works in a supply and marketing cooperative. Everyone has a salary. He is the only one in the countryside. Although he is an accountant for the brigade, he only has work point subsidies and no salary. And because there is no division of the family, the brigade's dividends at the end of the year are in Li Yui's hands, and she only gives each room some pocket money every year. When the second child was the same as him before, he didn't think it was a big deal. When the second child also received a salary, the comparison came out. He is 29 years old now, and he also wants to live a life with money in his hands and be the master of the family. The first room has 3 children. The first 2 are girls, and the third is a boy. The eldest girl is 9 years old this year, the second girl is 7 years old, and the third boy is 4 years old. The second room has 2 children, both of whom are sons. The eldest son is 7 years old, and the second son is 5 years old. Before her son was born, Lu Yuji's life was actually quite depressed. Whenever there was something delicious at home, Lu Ho-hot would rush to give it to her son, saying that the eldest grandson should eat more. Her eldest and second daughters went to pick grass for pigs to earn work points, while the 2 daughters from the second house ran around the whole village. Before Lu Weiguo went to the lumber mill, the 2 daughters from the second house earned 8 centimeters and 6 centimeters respectively. Her husband was the accountant of the brigade, and the work points were calculated equally according to the one with the most points in the team. Even she herself earned 7 or 8 work points, and the children also picked grass for pigs to earn work points. When the second house took advantage of their eldest house before, they didn't say anything. Since the second child was admitted to the lumber mill 2 years ago and received a salary, Lu Ho-hot has been very angry. She squeezed her from time to time and always pushed more housework to her, saying that her family took advantage. Over time, the conflict between the first and second houses became deeper. Li Yue said it several times, and Lu Ho-hot would restrain herself for a few days and then return to her original state after a few days. She also knew the principle that a tree will branch out when it grows big, so the couple decided to wait until the third child got married before separating. By then, everyone will live their own lives, and it will be more peaceful. Anyway, there are 3 sons and each of them has 3 rooms, so there is nothing much to say. As soon as the wake-up whistle sounded, Su Mo woke up immediately. It should be a conditioned reflex that the original owner developed in those 10 days. Ma Xiaowan and Chunlon also sat up and prepared to put on clothes. Su Mo, hurry up, we have to gather at the brigade headquarters at 5:30.
Ma Xiao Yuan urged.
During the autumn harvest, the wake-up whistle was blown at 5 o'clock, and we gathered at the brigade headquarters at 5:30 to listen to the brigade leader's arrangement of today's production tasks. There are more than 1,000 people in the Lujia village brigade, and more than 800 people can participate in labor. These more than 800 people are divided into 8 production teams, and each production team has 5 production teams. The brigade leader will assign production tasks to the production team leader on the morning of the same day, and then the production team leader will assign them to each team leader. The team leader will then take his team members to the task area and assign tasks to everyone on the spot according to the actual situation. Basically, this is the process. Su Mo, hurry up. Today's breakfast is sweet potatoes. If you are late, the big ones will be picked up. Ma Xiaowan urged again. During the autumn harvest, people had to go to work very early, so they didn't have time to eat breakfast at home. Everyone prepared breakfast the night before and took it with them the next day, eating while walking on the road. Xiaowan, I want to take another day off today to go to the county town to buy some things. Su Mo hesitated for a moment and said, the sooner things are done, the more at ease they are. If there are any changes in the middle, she will have time to adjust. If she waits until the autumn harvest is over, time will be a bit tight. Then you have to tell the team leader he may not approve it. Ma Xiaowan also wanted to ask for leave, but she felt that the team leader was targeting her and she didn't know how she had offended him. If you can ask for leave successfully, please help me bring some things when I go to the county town, and I will give you the money later.
Okay. 주문하리.
After Ma Xiaowan and Chunlon went out, Su Mo also took clothes to change. Su Mo picked out the more low-key khaki pants and white shirt from the original owner's clothes, and then put on a pair of cloth shoes. Her hair was braided casually and hung on her shoulders. The educated youths who were washing outside were a little surprised to see Su Mo dressed like this. Su, educated youth, aren't you going to work again today? Zhang Kaiping asked with envy in her eyes. She wished she had a set of clothes like this. Well, I'm not going today.
I want to go to the county town for something.
If you have few work points, you won't get much food. The winter here is very long. Zheng Kaiping reminded. Although sumo may only earn 4 work points a day at most, 4 work points are not bad. I know, it doesn't matter. My family will mail things and remit money to me,
Sumo said.
Zheng Kaiping. It turns out that she is worrying too much. People may not care about these work points at all. If it were 2 or 3 years ago, she might have said that Sumo's ideological awareness was not good and that she should support rural construction after going to the countryside. But she has been in the countryside for 3 years and has long understood that this group of people cannot be supported in the city, so they are stuffed into the countryside and are not welcomed anywhere. The educated youth who came with her, as long as their families had some ability, found ways to return to the city. Sumo wet the towel with water and wiped her face. As for her teeth, she could only rinse her mouth. Although she had a toothbrush in her space, she didn't have it in public, so she could only bear it. She still had to go buy things quickly. It was too uncomfortable to not be able to brush her teeth. Sumo hung the towel on the thin rope in the room. She was thinking about how to ask for leave from the team leader when she heard someone calling her outside. Just as she was about to go out, Ma Xiaowan ran in and winked at her. There is a military comrade outside looking for you. He is very handsome. Is he your partner? Sumo thought about it. The only soldier in the team who is also handsome should be Lu Chongjing, so she nodded. That's not bad. If it's him, it's okay.
Shomo.
Yesterday, I advised her not to get married, Ma Xiaowan. I didn't expect you to be like this. You're still a face lover. Go out quickly, people are waiting. Ma Xiaowan pushed Sumo, then pulled her back. By the way, if you go to the county town, please buy me a pound of egg cakes. If it is convenient to carry, please bring me an enamel basin. After that, she gave the money note to Sumo. In their room, only Chun Lan brought an enamel basin. It was too troublesome for 3 people to queue up to use it. She didn't dare to ask Sumo to bring others. Sumo looked very weak and probably couldn't carry much. Sumo took the money note and went out. Lu Chongjing was standing outside the fence of the educated youth site. When he saw Sumo coming, his eyes lit up. His girlfriend is so beautiful. Comrade Lu, are you looking for me? Lu Chongjing took out 2 hot eggs from his pocket and handed them to Sumo, freshly boiled eggs. Eat them while they are hot. In this era, eggs are precious. Many people in the countryside rely on this chicken ace bank to exchange things. Although this is her new girlfriend, Sumo is still a little embarrassed. Sumo, who is used to relying on herself, was not used to being cared for a while. What about you? Have you eaten?
You eat.
Lu Chongjing did not answer, but asked Sumo to eat quickly. Why should a grown man like him eat eggs? His girlfriend just got sick, and it was time to make up for it. 1 for each of us. Sumo peeled the egg in her hand and handed it to Lu Chongjing. Seeing that Lu Chongjing did not take it, she handed it directly to his mouth. Lu Chongjing's mouth curled up high. His girlfriend really loved him and would share half of the delicious food with him. In the end, he could not bear to refuse her kindness and swallowed the egg. Then he took another egg, peeled it in a few seconds, and handed it to Sumo. Seeing that Sumo finished eating the egg, Lu Chongjing handed her the straw basket in his hand. I exchanged some eggs in the village yesterday. You just got well, so boil 1 or 2 every day to make up for your body. Sumo was a little surprised. She didn't expect this man to be so caring. This straw basket is woven with wheat straw. It is oval cylindrical in shape and quite deep. It can hold a lot of eggs. Lu Chongjing spread some wheat straw on it. It is not clear how much there is, but it must be 1 or 2 kilograms. No, you can take it back home to eat. Sumo thought it was a bit too much. If there were only a few, she might have taken it. After all, she hadn't eaten eggs for a long time in the end of the world. We have some at home. You just recovered from your illness, and it is time to replenish it. Lu Chongjing frowned. He didn't like Sumo's politeness to him. Didn't she peel eggs for him just now? But it's a bit too much.
Sumo said.
In this era, eggs are very precious. Lu Chongjing's cloudy weather turned sunny in an instant. His girlfriend is really a good comrade. She is not greedy at all. Even these eggs are too much. Not much, take it quickly. Lu Chongjing handed the basket over again. Just a few eggs or nothing. He also thought that he would go to the county supply and marketing cooperative later to ask if there is any malted milk powder and buy 2 cans for her. Malted milk is a precious thing. Generally, it can only be found in the supply and marketing cooperatives in big cities. The supply and marketing cooperatives in their county towns may not even sell it. Popular science. Malted milk first entered China in 1920 when a businessman named Wang Yaqing introduced it from Britain. The first stop was Shanghai. At that time, Wang Yaqing promoted malted milk in various ways, which soon caused a sensation in Shanghai and was favored by many celebrities and politicians, becoming a symbol of fashion. In 1937, Shanghai Jiufu Pharmaceutical Factory introduced production technology from Switzerland and developed the domestic malted milk Lakofu. Once launched, it was highly sought after and once became a luxury product. Malted milk only became popular in China in the early 1980s. Before that, malted milk had always been a high-end luxury nutritional product with high prices and was only sold in big cities. In the 1970s, many people had never even heard of the term malted milk. Production. Before 1976, malted milk was basically only produced in Shanghai. After the special period ended, various places gradually introduced the production technology of malted milk. The output of malted milk increased, the price dropped, and it began to enter the eyes of the people until it became popular in the 1980s. Suemo finally took it. When she lifted it, she found that it was not light, probably more than 2 kilograms. Are you going out later? Lu Chongjing asked. Looking at the way his girlfriend was dressed, it didn't look like she was going to stay at the Educated Youth Point to rest. Well, I want to ask for leave to go to the county town and buy some things. It just so happens that I also want to go to the county town. I will take you with me later. This is not a coincidence. He also happened to be going to the county town. During the autumn harvest, there is no donkey cart in the village to go to the county town. If you walk there, it will probably take 2 or 3 hours. I will take you on a bike, which is faster. Suemo thought about it and responded, Thank you, Comrade Lu. You're welcome. Then you wait at the Educated Youth Point, and I will pick you up later. Lu Chongjing said, and left. The people at the Educated Youth Center had long been curious. When they saw Suemo coming in with a straw basket, Zheng Kaiping couldn't help asking, Su Educated Youth, who is that? What did she send you? My boyfriend. Suemo said, there was nothing to hide.
Ah?
When did you start dating? Zheng Kaiping was surprised. The faces of several male educated youths at the Educated Youth Center were also a little unnatural. Suemo was the most beautiful girl at the Educated Youth Center, and she was just stolen away like that. Yesterday. Suemo said briefly. He's wearing a military uniform. Could he be the son of the branch secretary who is an officer? Suemo nodded, didn't want to say more, and went into the room carrying the straw basket. The faces of the old educated youths became subtle again. They had been there for a long time and knew that the branch secretary had a son who was an officer. It was said that he was a high-ranking official. I didn't expect Suemo to be so lucky. She got to know the son of the village secretary, who was an officer right after she went to the countryside. No wonder she didn't go to work today. The expression of another female educated youth, Lin Xia, was even more interesting. When Lu Chongjing's house was built, when the Annies in the village went to watch, she also took a look and liked it very much. Although she came from the city, her family of 6 squeezed into a 2-bedroom and 1 living room. She didn't even have her own room and could only sleep on the bunk bed in the corner of the living room with her sister. She was not bad-looking, and she had imagined that Lu Chongjing would come home to visit and fall in love with her, and then she would live in the house. I didn't expect that Suemo would her away now. I gritted my teeth and cursed in my heart. What a... Maybe Suemo deliberately waited by the river that day and jumped into the river when she saw Lu Chongjing arrive. Otherwise, she could have asked for leave on any other day, but she chose to ask for leave on that day. She is so scheming. Suemo didn't know that she was labeled as a scheming woman. But even if she knew, she wouldn't care. She didn't want to have too much involvement with the people in the educated youth camp. It was enough for everyone to be acquaintances. If the relationship was too good, they would often come to her after she moved out, and it would be inconvenient for her to do anything. Sue Imo pushed aside the straw, took out the eggs, and counted them. There were 23 of them. It was estimated that she had to change several houses to get them. Sue Imo felt a little warm in her heart. After putting the eggs away and covering them with straw again, Sue Imo put the straw basket next to the small suitcase. Everyone saw this thing, so it couldn't be put into the space. After finishing it, Sumo followed the educated youth, who went to work to the brigade headquarters and asked the brigade leader for leave. Along the way, the atmosphere was a bit weird. The other educated youth looked at Sue Imo with some scrutiny. Sue Imo didn't care and just kept walking forward with Ma Xiaowan. When they arrived at the brigade headquarters, Sue Imo went directly to the brigade office to find the brigade leader. The team leader Liu Baohua was assigning tasks. When he heard the knock on the door, he looked up and saw that it was Sue Imo.
He was a little surprised.
Su Jiqing, are you feeling better? What do you want to talk to me about? Thank you for your concern, team leader. I'm feeling better now. I came here to ask for another day off. I have something to go to the city for. Liu Baohua is the elder brother of Li Cuihua's husband Liu Baojia. Last night, he had heard about Liu Chongzheng and Su Imo from his nagging sister-in-law. Although the commune leader said that forcing marriage after saving someone with skin contact was a bad habit and should be banned, if both of them were willing, then he couldn't control it. Are you going with Chongzheng? Liu Baohua asked. Su Imo was stunned, but still nodded. Okay, go ahead. Liu Baohua waved his hand and approved it. Although leave is not allowed during the autumn harvest is almost over, and Su Jiqing can't do much work. Moreover, people are probably getting married soon, so how can we not let them go to the city to buy some things? The brigade should also be humane, right? Su Imo had prepared a lot of speeches, but she didn't expect to get it so easily. She was a little dazed for a while. She didn't even know how to walk out of the brigade office. It was only when Ma Xiaowan called her that she came back to her senses. How is it? Did you get it? Ma Xiaowan asked in a low voice. Asking for leave during the autumn harvest is hated, and the villagers can't hear it. The brigade leader didn't criticize you? Su Imo shook her head. Ma Xiaowan pouted unhappily. Then why was I scolded when I asked for leave? Even for such a legitimate reason as going to the health center to take care of you, he didn't approve it. I think the brigade leader has a problem with me. It's really unlucky. I don't know where I offended him. Ma Xiaowan began to think about whether to send something to the brigade leader after the autumn harvest. Her family said that she had to stay in the countryside for at least 2 or 3 years before they could take her back. If the brigade leader always targeted her, her life would be difficult.
Su Imo didn't know what to say.
Neither the original owner nor she knew much about this brigade. Then when you go to the county town, remember to buy me some egg cakes. I'm really greedy, as if I'm not full every day. If you can carry the enamel basin, buy it, otherwise forget it. If you have candies, buy me a pound. Although she didn't like candies very much, the old educated youth named Lin Xia often ate candies secretly. She was caught by him several times, which made her greedy. She also had to buy a pound and keep it when she wanted to eat. If she had known earlier, she shouldn't have been greedy and brought more things from home. Now her life is miserable. Okay, go quickly, quietly, don't be discovered. Remember, buy food first, and I can buy the enamel basin later. Ma Xiaowan said worriedly. Su Imo was amused by Ma Xiaojuan's greedy look and whispered, Okay, I must remember to buy you food first. Not long after Su Imo left, Liu Qing'an also arrived at the brigade headquarters. Liu Baohua saw Liu Qing'an and smiled. Hey, secretary, is your family preparing for a wedding? Liu Qing'an muttered in his heart. Where did this old man Liu Baohua get the news? They haven't even mentioned the marriage yet, and he knows it now? He didn't say it. It depends on what the young people think. We, as parents, just cooperate. Liu Baohua laughed in his heart. This old fox, still pretending to be with him here. The future daughter-in-law is going to the city, probably to prepare dowry. But he still said, Yes, the country now advocates freedom of love and autonomy of marriage. We, as elders, just listen to the young people. After returning to the Educated Youth Point, Sue and Mo took out the tickets brought by the original owner from the space, all of which were valid nationwide, and counted out $200 and put them all in the messenger bag brought by the original owner. The original owner's shoulder bag was beige, a bit like the retro style of later generations. In an era when green shoulder bags with the words "Serve the People" were everywhere, the original owner's shoulder bag was really special. Sue Mo recalled that the original owner's family was dressed very exquisitely, which was indeed somewhat inconsistent with the hard-working and simple style of this era. Although they all spent their own clean money, others were suffering, but you were the only one dressed so elegantly. How could others not be jealous? Moreover, in the eyes of some people with ulterior motives, the Sue family, a red capitalist, was a big piece of fat meat. Once they had the chance, they would do their best to mess with you. The whole family lost because they were too high-profile and misjudged people's hearts. After a while, Lu Chongjing arrived. Sue and Mo heard him calling her outside the door, so she quickly locked the door and went out. When Lu Chongjing saw Sue and Mo, he saluted solemnly. "Comrade Sue, I have a request. I hope you can approve it." Sue and Mo was startled by Lu Chongjing's serious expression and said, "What happened?" "My grandfather heard that I have a girlfriend and wants to meet you. I wonder if you agree." Sue and Mo always had a hunch that Lu Chongjing would not give up the plan to get married as soon as possible so easily. It happened that she had also figured it out and was waiting for him to make a move. Seeing him say that, she nodded in agreement. Lu Chongjing saluted Sue and Mo solemnly again and rode his bicycle to take Sue and Mo home. The Educated Youth Point was still a little far from the Lu family. The Educated Youth Point was at the head of the village, and the Lu family was at the end of the village. Sue and Mo sat on the bicycle and looked at the village seriously for the first time. If nothing unexpected happened, she would live here for several years in the future. There were more than 150 households in the Lujia village brigade, and the area was quite large. At Lu Chongjing's speed, it had been several minutes since he left the Educated Youth Point, but he had not yet reached the Lu family. After a few minutes, Lu Chongjing finally drove his bike into a yard and stopped. "We're here, Comrade Sue," Lu Chongjing said. Sue and Mo got off the bike and looked at the house in front of her. Although she had heard that the family of the branch secretary was well off, she was still a little surprised when she saw it. In front of her were 3 rows of imposing blue brick and tile houses, with 5 rooms in the middle row and 3 rooms in each of the 2 rows on the left and right, which was a bit like the format of a quadrangle. The yard was cleaned very cleanly, and the vegetable garden at the door was full of vegetables. It was obvious that the owner was very hardworking. Lu Chongjing led Sue and Mo to the main hall while introducing. "The 3 rooms on the left are where my eldest brother's family lives, the 3 rooms on the right are where my second brother's family lives, and the one in the middle is where my parents and grandfather live. Ours is not here. It's about 5 minutes walk from here. I'll take you to see it later." At this time, 2 little boys ran out of the main hall playing and were startled when they saw Lu Chongjing. They immediately stopped and shouted in unison, "Third uncle." Lu Chongjing nodded and asked, "Where is your great-grandfather?" The taller one said, "Grandpa has gone back to his room and is lying down." As he spoke, he secretly glanced at Sue and Mo curiously. Seeing the 2 boys peeking at Sue and Mo, Lu Chongjing said, "This is your future third aunt." The 2 children understood and shouted, "Hello, third aunt." Sue and Mo glared at Lu Chongjing, but did not deny it. She reached out and took out 6 Maltos from her bag and gave 3 to each of them. "Hello, I'll treat you to some candy." She found the Maltos when she was tidying up the space yesterday. There were still a dozen of them left. They were all wrapped in transparent paper with no words printed on them, so there was no fear of being exposed when she took them out. On the way here just now, she thought that Lu Chongjing's brothers were all married and would definitely have children at home, so she secretly took them out of the space and put them in her bag. "Thank you, third aunt." The 2 children shouted even louder. Looking at the candy they had never seen before, the shorter one asked, "Third aunt, is this milk candy?" He had only eaten the milk candy sent back by his third uncle once, and he still couldn't forget the taste. "This is not milk candy, this is Maltos." "What is Maltos?"
This
"Is candy made from malt?" Su and Mo didn't know how to explain to the two children. The two children wanted to ask more, but were sent away by Lu Chongjing. Go and play. The two children were obviously afraid of Lu Chongjing. When they heard Lu Chongjing speak, they ran away with the candy. Those are my brother's sons. The tall one is my second brother's youngest son, 5 years old, named Lu Guoyang. The short one is my eldest brother's son, 4 years old, named Lu Guoqiang. The names of their family are quite characteristic of the times. Our names were all given by my grandfather. He was an old Red Army soldier who participated in the anti-Japanese war. The names all carry his expectations. My eldest brother. At this time, Lu Boming lifted the door curtain and walked out of the house. When Lu Chongjing saw him, he hurried over to help him. The old man had silver hair, a resolute face, and a very tall stature. Because of old age and pain, he was very thin, but he still gave people a sense of heroism, which showed his demeanor in his prime. The old man was wearing an old-fashioned blue-gray military uniform, and slight creases could be seen on the uniform. He should have taken it out and changed it after hearing Sumo's voice. Even with Lu Chongjing's support, the old man still had a slight limp, although he tried his best to walk straight. The left sleeve was empty, and it was obvious that his left arm had long been gone. Suemo looked at him and was suddenly stunned for a moment. She seemed to see in him the revolutionary martyrs who had walked out of the war, the heroes who dedicated their lives to this vast land. It was also as if she saw the people's sons and daughters who sacrificed their lives at the beginning of the end of the world, just to allow more civilians to escape. Suemo raised her hand and tried her best to give the most standard military salute she could. She didn't know why, but she felt that she should do so. Inexplicably, she remembered a song she had heard before, in which there was a line of lyrics that sang how I want to reach out and hug you tightly and tell you that everything is settled, how beautiful the new China you dreamed of 100 years ago was. Lu Boming looked at the girl with tears in her eyes and saluted, and raised his hand to return the salute. The respect in the little girl's eyes was very sincere, and it was not a deliberate disguise to win favor. He seemed to see a kind of inheritance from her, a kind of mission that told these old guys, "Don't worry, we will realize everything you expect for you, and one day, we will create the prosperous world you want." Originally, he was a little worried when he heard Qing'an's wife say that the little girl looked very delicate. But now, he has nothing to worry about. Although the little girl looks delicate, the determination in her eyes is beyond the reach of many people. Lu Chongjing was also stunned. He didn't expect to see such a scene. Suddenly, he felt closer to Suemo. Because she understands. Understand that feeling, understand that concept, understand that persistence. Back then, he gave up going to college and chose to join the army. How many people didn't understand? Including his parents, they didn't understand. They didn't understand why he gave up the foreseeable bright future and went to the army. But Sumo's military salute let him know that she understood. He felt happy for the rest of his life to have a woman he liked and understood him accompany him, the kind of happiness that really came from the bones. So Lu Chongjing also saluted. None of the three spoke, but they all understood each other's meaning tacitly. In the end, it was Lu Boming's cough that interrupted the scene of mutual respect. Lu Chongjing quickly put down the salute and reached out to help him. "You are old. It's useless." Lu Boming smiled helplessly and called Su Mo. "Su Jiqing, sit inside." Su Mo wanted to help him, but after seeing his other empty sleeve, she resisted the urge to reach out. "Okay, thank you, Grandpa Lu." Su Mo smiled at him, but there was an imperceptible sadness hidden in this smile. Because of her special ability, she has a strong sense of vitality. The vitality of this old man is already very weak, and I am afraid that he really doesn't have much time left. The salute just now obviously consumed a lot of Lu Boming's energy. After sitting down in the main hall, he obviously didn't have the energy just now. "Chongjing, your mother cooked peanuts last night. Go get some for Su Jiqing to try." Lu Boming instructed Lu Chongjing. Su Mo waved her hand quickly. "No, Grandpa Lu, I've had breakfast. The peanuts are for the children." Lu Chongjing looked at Su Mo, saw her expression, knew she really didn't want to eat, and said, "Grandpa, no, she's not a guest." Lu Boming didn't insist. Peanuts weren't a good thing, but there was really nothing to treat. "Your name is Su Mo, right?" "Yes, Grandpa Lu. My mother's last name is Mo, and my father originally named me Su Mo, but my mother thought that the word Mo was not a good word for a girl, so she changed it to the word Mo, which has the same pronunciation as Jasmine." Su Mo talked about the origin of her name. "My parents are a loving couple, very good." Lu Boming thought of his deceased wife. In his life, he was worthy of heaven and earth, but he was only ashamed of her. Su Mo smiled. Su Tiqian and Mo Yurong really had a good relationship. "I hope you will be the same in the future. You and Chongzheng are both good children." Lu Boming had been holding back, but after saying a few words, he couldn't help coughing. Lu Chongzheng hurriedly stroked his back to help him breathe. After a while, Lu Boming stopped coughing and said to Lu Chongzheng, "Go to my room and take out the wooden box in the innermost cabinet of the Kongqin." Lu Chongzheng quickly took out the box and handed it to Lu Boming. My Lu family's ancestors were also country gentlemen, but later they lived in turmoil and nothing was left. Life was difficult in the past few years, and there was even less left. Only this pair of bracelets are left. They were given to your grandmother when I married her. Lu Boming took out something wrapped in a handkerchief from the box. After peeling off the layers, he found a pair of jade bracelets with good water content. Lu Boming called Su Mo over. "My daughter, this bracelet is for Chongqing's mother, and one is for you. But now, you can't wear it. You can wear it when you can take it out in the future." Su Mo waved her hands. "Grandpa Lu, I can't take it. Shouldn't such heirlooms be given to the eldest son and his wife?"
"My daughter, take it."
Lu Boming took a breath and continued, "This is from us, the grandparents, for our grandson's wife. You have to accept it. I hope this thing can be passed down in the Lu family. This can only be achieved when it is handed over to you. If it is handed over to others, it might be sold soon. When you have time, you can tell the children about their great-grandmother and what a brave and determined woman she was." Lu Boming stroked the bracelet with deep nostalgia in his eyes. Su Mo understood what he meant and did not refuse. She took it solemnly and promised, "Okay, I will." Lu Boming smiled with relief, waved his hand, and said, "You guys go and do your work. You don't have to accompany me. I am old and can't sit for long. I have to lie down." Lu Chongzheng hurriedly helped his grandfather back to the room. However, Lu Boming's last words just now made the two of them feel a little heavy. Although birth, aging, illness, and death are common to all people, the closer it is, the harder it is to accept. After leaving Lu's house, the two of them no longer wanted to see the new house and went directly to the county town. On the way, they were both silent. "Comrade Su Mo, thank you for what you did just now. Thank you for your respect for a revolutionary veteran, and thank you for making an old man's long-cherished wish come true." "You're welcome. Grandpa Lu is a respectable senior. Aura is really a metaphysics." The first time Su Mo saw Lu Boming, she felt that he was a respectable person. "When my grandfather was born, it was still the Qing dynasty, and later there were all kinds of turmoil. My grandfather was also an advanced element at the time and wanted to join the revolution. But he was the only son in the family, and my great-grandfather told him that he could only go after my grandpa left home. So, my grandfather married my grandmother in a hurry, and after my father was born, he only took one look at him and left home to join the revolution. For many years afterwards, he only came back occasionally to take a look, and the family was entirely dependent on my grandmother. Not until my father grew up and got married did my grandfather retire because of disability. After retiring, he was not idle either. He often secretly prepared food and had people transport it to the front line. After the founding of the People's Republic of China, he did not take a position arranged by the state. The disability allowance was directly arranged by the leaders who came at that time. Lu Boming receives a monthly disability allowance, which was 8 yuan per month at the beginning and is now 18 yuan per month. I was still young at the time and asked him why he didn't become an official. He said that compared to those colleagues who had died long ago, He was lucky to be still alive. His original intention of joining the revolution was to drive out the invaders. Now that the goal has been achieved, there is no need to ask for more from the country. What's more, at the beginning of the founding of the People's Republic of China, there was a lot of work to be done, and the positions should be left to more capable people. The dedication of their generation is really beyond our reach. My grandmother took care of the whole family alone and had no complaints about my grandfather. My grandfather fought for the revolution for most of his life, but turned around and left after the success without asking for a penny. There are too many people like this in their generation. Well, they are all worthy of admiration. They have suffered all the hardships and left the sweetness to future generations. We should not forget their efforts and strive to live the way they hope.
Su Mo said.
Yes. Lu Chongjing nodded vigorously. Comrade Su Mo, I would like to make a solemn request again, and I hope you can approve it. I will return to the team in 15 days, and I hope to become a revolutionary partner with you before I return. Not only because of my grandfather's health, but also because I urgently want to start a family with you, and I hope you can consider it. Su Mo thought that meeting Grandpa Lu was a trick of Lu Chongjing, but when she really met him, she knew that it was not a trick of Lu Chongjing, but that the old man really wanted to see her. Now that the heirlooms have been taken over by someone else, there is nothing to be pretentious about. Okay. Everyone gets what they need. He needs to get married as soon as possible, and she needs a separate place to live. They don't dislike each other, so they can live together. Lu Chongjing's heart settled instantly, and the car's speed increased a lot. Then I will ask my mother to go to the educated youth camp to propose marriage tomorrow. When we get to the county town, I will call the army and apply for marriage. Once the application is approved, we will get the marriage certificate. Su Mo was not too worried about the political review. When she went to the countryside, Su Tingqian told the original owner to relax and that he had someone take care of it and would not leave any handle for others. It was estimated that there would be no big problem. We will take wedding photos when we go to the county town today. Lu Chongjing arranged it clearly.
Ah?
I am not wearing festive enough today. It is not suitable to take wedding photos, right? After adapting to the speed, Su Mo was calm. Then take one today and take another one when I wear festive clothes on the day of getting the marriage certificate. My wife is so beautiful. No matter what she wears, she will definitely look good in photos. I will bring a few photos to the army and make those guys envious. You're so good at talking. How many girls have you deceived before? This man started to speak sweet words and even called his wife. Wife, you are wronging me. For so many years, I have only liked a little girl like you. After the dust settled, Lu Chongjing stopped pretending and began to return to his somewhat ruffian nature. I am very serious in front of others, but I am only like this in front of you, my wife. But you were not like this in front of me just now. Hee hee. Comrade Su, you didn't agree to become my wife just now. I was afraid of scaring you away. Then you are not afraid of scaring me away now? Lu Chongjing whistled. No, Comrade Su is not a person who goes back on his word. Lu Chongjing and Su Mo rode their bikes, talking and laughing as they passed by the gate of the Commune Supply and Marketing Cooperative, and did not notice Lu Xiaolan, whose eyes were about to pop out of the window at the gate of the Supply and Marketing Cooperative. What's going on? When did her third brother have such a good relationship with Su Jiqing? They were still talking and laughing, and it seemed that their relationship was very special. Didn't her third brother want to meet the female soldiers in the art troupe? What's going on now? Lu Xiaolan was extremely anxious. Why didn't anyone come to her house to tell her what was going on? If they didn't want to meet, they should tell her in advance so that she could let her husband tell the director of the Women's Federation to avoid any trouble. Her husband, Yang Jingming, was the organizational secretary of Hongqi Commune. It was the director of the Women's Federation, Lu Guangying, who found Yang Jingming and said that she had a niece in the army art troupe and wanted to meet her third brother. After Yang Jingming told her, she thought that the other party was not bad, so she made the connection. Lu Xiaolan finally made it until noon. She didn't even have lunch. She got on her bicycle and rushed to the Lujia village brigade. When Lu Xiaolan arrived, The Liu family was having lunch. Li Yue heard her daughter's voice and her heart skipped a beat. She came back in the middle of the day. Did she have a quarrel with her son-in-law? Lu Xiaolan rushed to the main room, poured herself a glass of cold water, drank it in gulps and then said, "Mom, what's going on with my third brother and Su Jiqing? Why did I see them riding the same bicycle this morning, talking and laughing, and it seemed that they were going to the county town? Oh, they're dating."
What?
"They are dating. Why didn't you tell me? Didn't you agree to meet the day after tomorrow?" Lu Xiaolan was really anxious. "I was going to tell you at the commune this afternoon, but I haven't had time yet." "Oh, you really are my mother. Can this kind of thing be delayed? You should have come to tell me early this morning, and now it's the end of the world. And this happens." Lu Xiaolan was so angry. What was going on? "How can I tell Director Liu about this?" Liu Boming cleared his throat and said, "Qing'an, go with Xiaolan this afternoon. Bring some snacks and 2 bottles of wine. We were indeed wrong about this matter, and we should apologize to them." "Okay, I got it, Dad." Li Yue responded quickly. She respected this father-in-law very much. Fortunately, she didn't tell the other party about the matter at the beginning, otherwise it would be difficult to handle. "Old girl, have you eaten?" Li Yue asked again. Lu Xiaolan shook her head. She was so anxious that she almost died. How could she eat? "Dia, go get a set of bowls and chopsticks for your aunt." Li Yue instructed Lu Fengqin, the daughter of Big Brother Liu, and then comforted Lu Xiaolan. "Don't worry, Mom will go and talk to her in the afternoon." After lunch, Li Yue and Lu Xiaolan went to the Commune Supply and Marketing Cooperative and bought 2 jin of cake and 2 bottles of Daka wine. Seeing that there were apples, she bought another 2 jin. A 60 degrees Daka wine of 1 jin costs 2.39 yuan per bottle with a ticket, and 2 bottles cost 4.78 yuan. Apples cost 4.8 yuan per jin, and 2 jin cost 9.6 yuan. Cakes cost 9.6 yuan per jin, and 2 jin cost 1.92 yuan. Note: the retail prices of commodities in this article are all from the retail prices of commodities in state-owned stores in Changsha in 1971, in Hunan prices for 40 years. It cost 7.66 yuan to buy things, which made Li Yue feel a little painful. You know, Lu Xiaolan's monthly salary in the Commune Supply and Marketing Cooperative is only 24 yuan, which is equivalent to spending almost 1/3 of her daughter's salary. Thinking that she would have to pretend to be a grandson later, Li Yue felt a headache. After Lu Xiaolan asked for leave, the mother and daughter went to the office building of the commune together and first went to find her brother-in-law Yang Jingming. When Lu Guangying saw Yang Jingming bringing Li Yue and Lu Xiaolan over, Li Yue was still holding something in her hand. She was shocked, but she still had a smile on her face. "Hey, sister-in-law, why are you here?" After Yang Jingming brought them over, he quickly slipped away. Anyway, he was just a matchmaker at the beginning, and everything was discussed by his mother-in-law and Director Liu. "It's like this, Director Liu. I'm really sorry. I guess the meeting can't be successful," Li Yue said very embarrassedly.
Why?
"Did Changzheng have other requirements?" Lu Guangying was shocked. Although he had a premonition, he thought there were some conditions to be discussed at most, but he didn't expect it to be directly cancelled. "It's like this. The day Changzheng came back, he saved an educated youth, and the 2 of them fell in love and became a couple," Li Yue said. "Since both of them have partners, naturally they can't meet each other." "There is such a thing?" Lu Guangying breathed a sigh of relief. "Well, sister-in-law, I'll take care of this matter. What's the name of that educated youth? I'll ask her out for a talk. Saving people is a good deed. How can you use it to force a marriage? She's still an educated youth, but her ideological awareness is not good enough." "Director Liu, you misunderstood. There was no forced marriage. The 2 young people just fell in love with each other." Lu Guangying's face immediately darkened. "Sister-in-law, you are not being kind. My niece specially asked for leave from the art troupe to come back, and my brother and his family have prepared the dowry. You suddenly say you don't want to see each other anymore. What should they do? This is not a regret of engagement." Seeing that the good son-in-law who was about to be in her hands was gone, Lu Guangying was furious. "Oh, Director Liu, You can't say that. We agreed at the beginning to see each other first. I told you clearly at the time that whether it would work depends on Changjing's opinion, and I can't make the decision. How can it be considered a regret of engagement when we haven't even seen each other yet? You can't put this accusation on others.
Liu immediately retorted.
If this is a regret of the engagement, it would be a problem of conduct. Not to mention that the third brother is an officer. Even if he is an ordinary soldier, he cannot be accused. Besides, they haven't even met yet. Whether it will work out or not is another matter. Why are your brothers preparing to give the dowry? Is it possible that the girl has some hidden illness and is in a hurry to get married? Li Yue is not someone to be trifled with. Lu Guangying. Aren't they in a hurry to get married? Her eldest niece Lu Ping is 22 years old this year, and her second niece Lu Mei is also 20 this year, but because Lu Ping is not married, Lu Mei has been dating her boyfriend for 2 years and has been dragging on getting married. This year, the man said that they should wait for 1 more year at most, otherwise they will separate and not drag down their son. Lu Mei's boyfriend is the son of the director of the county machinery factory. How can they lose such a good relative? In addition, Lu Mei cried out to the sky, and her eldest brother was worried about it. But after Lu Ping passed the entrance exam to join the art troupe, she became very picky and didn't like any of the candidates introduced by her family. She didn't find a partner in the art troupe either, and she was still single at the age of 22. Brother Lu had to give his eldest daughter an ultimatum, asking her to get married this year, otherwise he would sever the father-daughter relationship. Lu Ping finally admitted that she had fallen in love with an officer in the army. When Brother Lu asked, he found that the other party was not only a deputy battalion-level officer, but also from the Hongqi commune in the same county. Brother Lu was overjoyed. Isn't this a match made in heaven? It doesn't matter if the other party doesn't express anything. In this era, the woman can also take the initiative. It happened that his younger sister Lu Guangying worked in the Hongqi commune, so Brother Lu asked her to make the connection. Lu Guangying felt sorry for her elder brother, so she went to the man's house with a shameless face, originally wanting to directly discuss the marriage. But the man's family didn't agree, and only agreed to meet first. Lu Guangying originally thought that Lu Ping was pretty good in both appearance and work, and it should be a sure thing, but something unexpected happened. Sister-in-law, look at what you said. What hidden disease can the child have? It's just because they are busy with work in the army and don't have much time. My brother and sister-in-law are anxious, so they prepared the dowry early. Your son is also in the army, and you know how busy they are at work. Lu Guangying didn't dare to show her face. Qingxi County is not big. If there are rumors that Lu Ping has a hidden disease and is eager to get married, then Lu Ping will not be able to find a good partner in Qingxi County in the future. They are busy with work, and my eldest brother Changjing is also busy. It has been delayed until now. His eldest brother has 2 children at his age, and I am worried about it.
Liu agreed.
As long as the other party doesn't hold on, Li Wei is still willing to lower her posture. After all, who wants to tear their faces apart if they can solve the problem amicably? Yes, children are debts. My eldest brother is also worried about the 2 girls in the family. Lu Guangying sighed deeply. Hey, we are also very embarrassed. Look, my wife asked me to buy 2 bottles of wine and asked you to take them to apologize to Brother Lu. It's mainly fate. We can't control it. The 2 children fell in love with each other, and there is nothing we can do. The chairman has said that marriage should be autonomous, and we as parents can't arrange marriages. Don't you think so? Lu Guangying choked. Could she say no? If she said no, wouldn't it mean that her ideological awareness is not as good as that of a peasant woman working the land? Of course, now everyone is free to fall in love and marry autonomously. Since the children have partners, then this encounter doesn't count. Lu Guangying forced a smile, and her brother was afraid that she would be worried again. Then I'll trouble Director Lu to tell you, I'm really sorry. Li Yue pulled Lu Xiaolan up and prepared to leave. Hey, sister-in-law, take the things with you. We won't take a single needle or a thread from the people. Lu Guangying hurriedly stopped them. Oh, Director Lu, you misunderstood. I know your discipline, and my husband is also the brigade secretary. This thing is for Brother Lu. After all, this matter is our fault, and I have to trouble Director Lu to pass it to him." After saying that, Li Yue pulled Lu Xiaolan away. Anyway, she bought 2 copies of the things, so they can divide them however they want. After leaving the commune, Lu Xiaolan was still a little dizzy. Is the matter so easy to solve? Lu Xiaolan asked her mother. Then what else? Li Yue was speechless. The 3rd brother is at the deputy battalion level, the same level as the commune secretary. What can Lu Guangying, the director of the Women's Federation, do to the 3rd brother? In addition, dating is a matter of mutual consent. Now that one party is unwilling to see the other, it is also a very normal thing. They are just kind, so they came to apologize with gifts. If they were not particular, they would just let the middleman say it. Lu Chongzheng and Su Mo were not aware of what happened in Hongqi Commune. After arriving in the county, they went straight to the post office. Su Mo was going to send a letter, while Lu Chongzheng was going to call the army. "Are you sending a letter to your family?" Lu Chongzheng asked. "Yes, to my uncle, who is in the army in Guangxi province." Since she had decided to get married, Su Mo was not going to hide the situation at home from Lu Chongzheng, but she would not tell him everything. After all, she had only known this man for 2 days. "Do you want to send a telegram to your family to tell them about the marriage?" "No, my parents have severed their relationship with me." Su Mo did not say much, but she still revealed the information that should be revealed. Severance means something has happened, and if this man wants to regret it, it doesn't matter. "Don't be afraid, I'm here." Lu Chongzheng secretly held Su Mo's hand to comfort her. Although he had guessed it a long time ago, it was another matter to actually confirm it. Lu Chongzheng couldn't help but feel a little distressed about Su Mo's experience. Just at this moment, the people from the County Revolutionary Committee drove past the post office door in a car, and there were 2 people with signs on their chests in the car. Lu Chongzheng frowned. He didn't know what the future father-in-law and mother-in-law were like, but he could imagine that his wife must have had a hard time during that time. A person who had been spoiled like a jewel since childhood, her whole family was broken up overnight, and she had to go to a distant place to work as an educated youth in the countryside. Most people, I'm afraid, can't bear it. "Don't worry, I will let you live a good life. When the storm is over, I will help you find out the situation," Lu Chongzheng promised in a low voice. Su Mo didn't expect that Lu Chongzheng not only didn't mind, but also wanted to help her find out about her parents' situation. She couldn't help but smile at him gratefully. "Thank you, Comrade Lu. You are my wife. Your business is my business," Lu Chongzheng said firmly. In this era, mailing letters costs 4 cents in the local area and 8 cents in other places. Therefore, most of the stamps are 4 cents and 8 cents, and there are also a small number of 22 cents, 43 cents, 52 cents, and other denominations. The stamps with large denominations are used for international letters, and 22 cents is the stamp for international airmail. In China, if the distance is far, you need to put an extra 8-cent stamp. For example, if you send a letter from Hejiang province to Guangxi province, you need to put 2 8-cent stamps. 22-cent stamps, 52-cent stamps. Because she was going to contribute to various newspapers in the future, Su Mo bought 58-cent stamps at one time, spending 4 yuan. Then she bought 50 envelopes, 2 cents each, 10 books of letter paper, 10 cents each, 2 bottles of ink, 0.24 yuan each, and the money for stamps, a total of 48 yuan. When Lu Chongzheng came out after finishing the phone call, he saw Su Mo bought so many envelopes and letter paper, thinking that Su Mo bought them to write to him later, and happily reached out to take them and carry them himself. The county supply and marketing cooperative was not far from the post office. After Lu Chongzheng hung the things on the handlebars, the 2 of them pushed the cart directly over. "I want to buy some cotton, but I don't have enough tickets. Do you know where there is a free market?" Su Mo asked in a low voice. "Let's test the waters this time. Next time I come, I will know the way." Lu Chongzheng's mouth twitched slightly. It seems that his wife is not a sensible person. Seeing that she is familiar with the place, it is estimated that she has been to the black market in Haishur. But his wife looks like this. It is too unsafe to go to the black market. "I am wearing a military uniform today. It is not convenient to go to that place." "How much cotton do you need?" Lu Chongjing is not a person who sticks to the rules. He does not reject the free market. If the supply and marketing cooperative has nothing to sell, and it is time to use it, then you have to go to that place. Su Emo calculated and reported a number, about 30 kilograms. Lu Chongjing was shocked. What is his wife going to do? Does she know how big 30 kilograms of cotton is? He was riding a bicycle today, not a tractor. Wife, what are you doing?
This.
Well, marriage requires dowry. I want to make 2 quilts. Su Emo was a little embarrassed. Lu Chongjing felt so happy instantly. His mouth curled up. It seemed that he was not the only one who was enthusiastic about this marriage. His wife had already started to prepare the dowry. You can just go to the commune to order it. Our commune has its own collective workshop. You can order it there, and you don't need a ticket for the cotton you use. You just need to pay according to the market price. Hongqi commune grows cotton, and every year the cotton harvested is enough for the commune's collective workshop, and the excess is sold to the purchasing station. So good? Sumo's eyes lit up. Do you make cotton padded jackets? I don't know about that. We'll go ask later. Lu Chongjing said. He also mentioned it in a letter he wrote home 2 years ago. The new secretary who came a few years ago was indeed quite capable. Since he came, the economy of Hongqi Commune has improved a lot, and the members have had a much better life. Since he came, there has been no famine in the brigade of Hongqi Commune. The two chatted and arrived at the door of the supply and marketing cooperative. The communes were still harvesting in autumn, and there were fewer people going into the city, so there were not many people in the supply and marketing cooperative. Because it was a small county town, the supply and marketing cooperatives were not divided into different types like in Haishur, but just one large supply and marketing cooperative with different types of counters. Su Emo first went to the counter selling daily necessities and said to the saleswoman, "Hello, comrade. Please give me 2 enamel basins, 2 enamel pots, 2 iron thermos bottles, 2 toothbrushes, a tube of toothpaste, a bar of soap, and a bundle of toilet paper." The saleswoman was stunned when she saw Su Emo listing a series of things, and then smiled and said, "Comrade, are you getting married and are here to buy a dowry?" Su Emo smiled and nodded. Taking advantage of the fact that someone else was moving things this time, she bought all the things at once so that she wouldn't have to move them herself next time. Although she had space, she was the focus of attention of the ants during this period, so she didn't need the space if she could. Moreover, the original owner gave people the impression of being delicate and weak. If she suddenly became a strong monster and moved a lot of things, everyone would definitely feel uncomfortable. She had just seen that the supply and marketing cooperative had bamboo baskets for sale. When the bamboo baskets were filled and covered with cloth, people would not know what she bought. "Is this soldier your partner? They are both so handsome, a perfect match," the elder sister praised with a smile. She liked this kind of dowry the most as it was a lot of things to buy. Although they had a stable job, they still had tasks to complete every month. If they did not complete them well, they would be criticized by the director. "As for the enamel wash basin, enamel pot, and thermos, I will get you the one with peony flowers and the Chinese character for happiness. The color is so bright and festive, and most people buy this one." The elder sister recommended it to Su Emo with a smile. "Okay, I'll listen to you, elder sister." Things are all the same these days, and Su Emo didn't have any special requirements. Seeing that Su Emo listened to her recommendation, the elder sister was very happy, and she quickly pointed out the things Su Emo wanted, filled up the counter with them, and then started to quote prices. An enamel wash basin is 2.53 yuan each, 2 are 5.6 yuan. An enamel pot is 98 yuan each, 2 are 1.96 yuan. An iron shell thermos is 5.4 yuan each, 2 are 10.8 yuan. A toothbrush is 34 yuan a bunch, 2 are 68 yuan. A tube of toothpaste is 36 yuan, a piece of soap is 51 yuan, a piece of soap is 38 yuan, and a roll of toilet paper is 23 yuan. A total of 19.97 yuan and 4 industrial coupons. The elder sister laughed. Popular science. Industrial coupons were issued at the end of 1961, and the purchase range was relatively wide. Towels, blankets, wool, handkerchiefs, batteries, axis lines, iron pots, aluminum basins, aluminum lunch boxes, enamel wash basins, enamel cups, enamel chamber pots, thread gloves, iron shell thermos, bamboo shell thermos, sports shoes, umbrellas, cotton rubber shoes, sewing needles, sewing thread, oilcloth raincoats, laminated raincoats, artificial cotton products, nylon underwear, leather shoes, alarm clocks, radios, belts, knives and scissors, imported blades, various bags, chocolate candies and cigarettes, tea, and liquor outside the quota. The issuance of industrial coupons was based on the proportion of salary income, with an average of 1 coupon for every 20 yuan of salary. When purchasing industrial products, 1 industrial coupon was required for roughly every 5 yuan. P.S. These are the data found by the author. If there is anything wrong, please correct me. Su Mo gave the money and coupons neatly, and the elder sister happily put all the things in the net bag for Su Mo, leaving the 2 fragile thermos bottles alone. After the elder sister packed the things, she handed them to Lu Chongjing and continued with a smile. "Comrade, there are also new sheets and quilt covers. Do you want me to take a look at them?" "Okay."
Shumonari.
In the novels I read before, it was said that the salespersons in the supply and marketing cooperatives had a bad attitude. Looking at this elder sister, she is simply a clean salesperson. Su Mo was so satisfied that if there was a rating, she would definitely give her a full score. While the elder sister is taking the sheets and quilt covers, Su Mo went to the side and bought a large bamboo basket. There were 2 bamboo hooks on one side of the large bamboo basket, which could be hung directly on the bicycle. This large bamboo basket should have been produced by the collective workshop of the commune. No ticket was required, and it cost 20 cents each. Lu Chongjing took the bamboo basket, put the things in order, and put them all in the bamboo basket. The elder sister quickly took out the things and introduced them to Su Mo. "This is a new jacquard quilt cover from the south. Look how festive the color is, how delicate the print is, and the style is novel. This is the first time I've seen such a beautiful quilt cover, and it's just right for young people like you. I brought it to you because I see that you are a straightforward person. We didn't get many from the supply and marketing cooperative, just 2 or 3. The eldest sister saw Su Mo buying so many things without blinking an eye and knew that it was a wealthy family's wedding, so she took it out. It's not expensive, such a beautiful quilt cover. Only 10 yuan and 30 cents and 5 feet of cloth coupons. At that time, there were basically no ready-made quilt covers for sale. People bought their own quilt covers and then bought cotton cloth to sew them. Basically, 15 feet of cotton cloth plus a quilt cover can make a quilt cover. This double-printed bedsheet is also beautiful, with many new patterns, and it only costs 8.45 yuan plus 5 feet of cloth coupons. Su Mo thought that the original owner also had a bed sheet, so she said, "Okay, let's each take one." The eldest sister smiled, "Okay." A total of 18.58 yuan, 10 feet of cloth coupons. "Do you want more cotton cloth?" For such a high-end quilt cover, it is best to sew it with white fine cotton cloth. "Okay, then I want that too. How many feet do you need to sew a quilt cover?"
Su Mo asked.
She really didn't know much about these things. The quilt cover is wide, and another 10 feet and 5 feet will be enough. The eldest sister smiled. The original owner used to work in a textile factory and basically bought clothes at the friendship store. He saved a lot of cloth coupons, and there were also many nationally accepted ones. Su Mo silently calculated that it should be enough, so she said, "Then let's get 15 feet. Okay, this kind of white cotton cloth costs 28 cents per foot with coupons, a total of 4.2 yuan. The elder sister said as she quickly measured the cloth. After measuring 15 feet, she moved about 10 centimeters out before cutting the scissors. "I'll cut more for you so you don't have to be so tight when sewing, you can have more room. Because cotton cloth is stretchable, there will be a difference of 1 to 1.5 inches between straightening and laying flat." She used a little force when pulling the cloth just now, and was afraid that the size was not enough, so she cut more. After cutting, the elder sister quickly folded the cloth, and then took a large piece of oil paper to wrap the 3 pieces of cloth and tied them with a rope. "The cloth is precious. I'll wrap it for you to avoid getting it dirty on the way. Add it up. a total of 22 yuan and 78 cents, plus 25 feet of cloth coupons. Su Mo counted out the money and coupons. Luckily, the cloth coupons were just enough. Su Mo gave the cloth coupons and 23 yuan to her elder sister, who gave her 22 cents in change. Seeing that Su Mo was not from the area, her elder sister smiled and reminded her, "In our local marriage, it is best for the woman to make 2 vests for the man. The supply and marketing cooperative has ready-made vests. Do you want to buy 2? The elder sister saw that Su Mo did not look like someone who would make clothes, so she did not ask her to buy cloth, but directly introduced ready-made clothes. 1 yuan and 2 cents for 1 piece, 2 pieces for 1 foot of cloth coupons. Sorry, I don't have any cloth coupons. Su Mo was a little embarrassed. Behind her, Lu Chongjing silently took out a 1-foot cloth coupon and handed it over. When Su Mo was buying things, Lu Chongjing did not pay, because he thought it would be better for her to pay for the dowry herself. But he would not let his wife pay more, and when he proposed to her tomorrow, he would give her the money to make up for the betrothal gift. Su Mo saw the cloth coupons that Lu Chongjing handed over, and said, "Then I want 2. Okay." The elder sister happily went to get 2 vests for Su Mo, both white. A total of 2 yuan and 4 cents, 1 foot of cloth coupons. Su Mo gave the money coupons. "Do you want candy or something?"
Yes.
Su Mo looked at the elder sister with a strange look in her eyes. If this happened in the future, she would definitely be a sales champion. Sure enough, there is no shortage of talented people in any era. If this reform and opening up were to take place, the elder sister would definitely be one of the first to get rich. The elder sister happily took Su Mo to the food counter and pushed the salesperson there away. "Big sister, what do you want?" "Big sister will make sure to get you the best. I want 2 pounds of egg cakes and 2 pounds of fruit candies, packed separately by pound. One is for Ma Xiaowan, and the other is for herself." "Okay. Big sister will pack it for you right away, and I will pick the best egg cakes for you." The elder sister packed the things neatly. Egg cake is 1.3 yuan per pound, and this kind of fruit candy wrapped in cellophane is 1 yuan per pound, a total of 4.6 yuan.
Sumopad.
Such expensive cakes and candies do not require tickets. By the way, big sister, do you have white rabbit milk candy? Su Mo thought of the white rabbit milk candy often mentioned in the old times and wanted to buy some to try.
Hey.
Sister, this kind of high-end and scarce stuff can only be found in big cities. Our county-level supply and marketing cooperatives don't have it, and the city may not even have it. Su Mo was a little disappointed. It seemed that she would not be able to eat white rabbit. Su Mo went to pick out an enamel basin with a galloping horse pattern for Ma Xiaowan and then asked about the snow cream. Su Mo looked at it and felt average. Thinking that the original owner still had a bottle of unused yashuang, she thought of giving that to Lu Xiaolan. After Su Mo paid the bill for the enamel basin, she pointed to the dark brown cloth on the cloth counter and asked, "Big sister, what kind of cloth is that?" "That is the coarse cloth made by the commune downstairs. It is very rough and not suitable for a delicate girl like you." "How much is it per foot?" "I bought it to make a smock. It would be nice to wear it outside when working." "Big sister, you are really good at living. This coarse cloth is 2.5 yuan per foot, and no coupons are required. This coarse cloth is narrow in width, and it needs to be spliced for anything. It is also very rough and uncomfortable to wear. As long as the families in the city are not unable to make ends meet, they are willing to save some cloth coupons and pay a few cents more to buy cotton cloth."
Sumosmail knowingly.
The novel was true. This kind of cloth really does not require coupons. Su Mo calculated in her mind and asked, "Big sister, how many feet is this coarse cloth per piece?" Big sister was surprised. Could it be that this unsaleable coarse cloth was going to be sold today? "This coarse cloth is 20 meters long, about 60 feet. "Okay, then give me one." "Are you sure?" "Big sister, we will not accept returns or exchanges once we sell it."
Sure. Sumonari.
The elder sister was so happy that she immediately picked out the best one for Su Mo. "Big sister, 15 yuan." Su Mo paid the money and took the cloth from the elder sister. The shopping was over. This kind of coarse cloth is the most suitable for making cotton clothes and quilts for Sue's father and mother. When the time comes, use white cotton cloth inside, and this kind of coarse cloth outside. Lu Chongjing noticed something from the fact that Su Mo bought a whole piece of coarse cloth, but he didn't say anything or ask anything. He believed that his wife would tell him when the time was right. Lu Chongjing looked around and didn't see any malted milk, so he asked the elder sister. The elder sister smiled and said, "Oh, comrade soldier, malted milk is a precious thing that our county-level supply and marketing cooperative does not have. You have to go to the city to look, but it may not be available. I guess it can only be found in the supply and marketing cooperative in Harbin." She heard about this thing from the salesperson when she went to the city supply and marketing cooperative last time. It is said that it is a high-end nutritional product. A can of less than 2 kilograms costs 30 or 40 yuan. How can people in their small county afford it? The two walked out of the supply and marketing cooperative with the elder sister smiling. At this time, the bamboo basket was almost full. Fortunately, there was Lu Chongjing, the porter, otherwise it would be too awkward for her to carry it. Su Mo had just borrowed scissors from the elder sister, cut a piece of coarse cloth, and covered the bamboo basket tightly. In this way, she would not be afraid of others peeking at what she bought. It was already noon, and Lu Chongjing took Su Mo directly to the state-owned restaurant for dinner. Su Mo saw that there was braised pork on the blackboard with the dishes served today, and her eyes lit up. She hadn't eaten fresh meat for a long time. "I want a portion of braised pork, a stir-fried cabbage, and a bowl of rice," Su Mo said to Lu Chongjing. For such a thing as inviting people to dinner, it is natural for men to come. Since they are getting married, Su Mo will not be polite to grab the order. Lu Chongjing nodded and ordered a tomato scrambled egg and a pure meat dumpling. A portion of braised pork is 1.6 yuan. White flour dumplings with pure meat filling are 1.2 yuan. Tomato scrambled eggs are 50 cents. Stir-fried cabbage is 30 cents, and rice is 20 cents. The two of them ate a total of 3.8 yuan plus 4 taels of food coupons. Since going to the countryside, the original owner probably hasn't had a good meal. Although Su Mo cooked a meal herself last night, she didn't eat much because there were so many people. So when the food came, Su Mo was also very greedy, lowered her head, and started to eat silently. Such a big bowl of rice was eaten by her. The braised pork was really fragrant, and the chef's cooking was good. Su Mo thought the other dishes were just so-so. Seeing that Su Mo only ate white rice as a staple food and hardly touched the dumplings, Lu Chongjing silently remembered it in his heart. It seems that his wife doesn't like pasta, but rice. They don't grow much rice here, and most of it has been paid as public grain. When the village distributes grain, it mostly distributes corn and wheat. It seems that he'll have to exchange more food coupons with his comrades and send them back to buy rice for his wife. After dinner, Su Mo remembered that she still owed Lu Chongjing 5 yuan, so she quickly took out the money and handed it to him. "Comrade Lu, I borrowed 5 yuan from you yesterday, and now I'm paying you back." Lu Chongjing was about to refuse, but was interrupted by Su Mo. "That was when I was not your partner, and you must pay it back." Seeing that Su Mo said so, Lu Chongjing took it. Anyway, the money will belong to his wife in the future, and it's just a matter of transferring it from one hand to the other. But his wife has a really good character. She is a good comrade who always returns the money she borrows. After dinner, the two went to the photo studio to take pictures. There were two options. One was the big sitting camera, and the other was the Seagull 120. The photographer said that the 120 camera would produce better quality pictures and a wider frame. Lu Chongjing naturally chose the best one. At that time, it cost 43 cents to take a picture. If you bring a 6 centimeters photo, it would cost 30 cents to develop one more picture, and if you enlarge it, it would cost 1 yuan. The two took 2 group photos, one sitting and one standing. In addition, he took a photo of Su Mo alone. Lu Chongjing developed one of the 3 photos and enlarged one of the group photos of the 2. It cost 1.29 yuan to take 3 photos, 90 cents to develop 3 photos, 2 yuan to enlarge 2 photos, a total of 4.19 yuan. You can pick up the film in 3 days. P.S. These prices are based on the prices in Changsha, Hunan Province in 1971. If there are friends in Northeast China who know the local prices, please correct me. After taking the photos, the two returned to the commune and prepared to go to the workshop to ask about making quilts. Lu Changzheng wanted to ask Lu Xiaolan about the situation, but Lu Xiaolan asked for leave and said she was away with her mother. Lu Changzheng knew that they were going to talk about something they didn't want to see. Lu Changzheng asked other salesmen about the situation. Seeing that he was Lu Xiaolan's brother and an officer, the other party took the two of them there enthusiastically. With the help of an acquaintance, the two quickly arrived at the collective workshop and found the production director of the workshop. This workshop is a bit like the handicraft workshops of later generations. It is divided into several shops, including carpentry shops, blacksmith shops, oil mills, sewing clubs, cotton clubs, etc., gathering craftsmen from all walks of life in the commune. When there is work in the workshop, these craftsmen come to work in the workshop, and the workshop pays the workers on a daily basis. When there is no work, they still return to the production brigades to participate in agricultural production labor. During the slack season, the workshop will also produce some things according to plan, or take on some work from large factories. The things produced are sold to members of the commune and to purchasing stations. In this way, it not only generates income for the commune, but also solves the problem of farmers' difficulty in shopping to a certain extent. At the same time, it also increases the income of some families and revitalizes the economy of the commune to a certain extent. After Su Mo told the production director of the workshop about her needs, the production director immediately decided that it was no problem. Su Jiqing, don't worry. This year's new cotton has just been delivered. All of it will be the latest cotton harvested for you. The production director smiled. As long as he can generate income for the commune, he will be happy. Our workshop is full of masters with 20 to 30 years of experience. Their craftsmanship is impeccable. The quilts they make are soft and warm, and the mattresses are also moderately soft and hard. They are breathable and warm. Lying on them is like sleeping on the clouds.
Sumo.
There is no need to be so exaggerated. I definitely believe in the craftsmanship of our commune masters. Director, please calculate how much money is needed. Su Mo said with a smile. It's not hard work, it's serving the people. Su Jiqing needs 2 7-jean double quilts and 2 3-jean double mattresses, right?
Yes.
A total of 20 jean of cotton is needed. The cotton from the supply and marketing cooperative is sold at 1.15 yuan per jean with coupons. The secretary said that our workshop is to improve the lives of members. When making custom-made things in the workshop, members of our commune don't need coupons for the cotton used. They just need to pay the price. Su Jiqing came to our commune as an educated youth, so he is naturally a member of our commune. 1 jean of cotton costs 1.15 yuan, and 20 jean of cotton is 23 yuan. The labor cost of a quilt is 1.5 yuan per quilt, and the labor cost of a mattress is 1 yuan per quilt. There are 4 quilts, so the total labor cost is 5 yuan. The cotton cost plus the labor cost is 28 yuan in total. The production director said as he wrote a note to Su Mo, "You can come and get it in 3 days." Su Mo gave the money, took the note, and asked, "Can the cotton clothing workshop make it?" The production director was stunned. People in the countryside buy cotton and cloth to make clothes. Although there was no such business before, it is not impossible to do it. Clothes made by sewing machines in the sewing club are naturally better than those made by hand. Serving the people, if the people need it, it is natural. However, you need to go to the supply and marketing cooperative to buy cloth yourself. Okay, thank you, Director. On the way back to the brigade, Su Mo silently calculated today's expenses in her heart. The post office spent 6.48 yuan, the supply and marketing cooperative spent 62.65 yuan, and the commune workshop spent 28 yuan, a total of 97.13 yuan. In one day, 100 yuan was almost gone. So, money is not easy to spend seriously. Fortunately, the things that cost the most can be used for a long time, at least they don't need to be bought again for a few years. The most important cotton quilts and mattresses have been solved, and the rest are cotton clothes. It takes about 2 to 3 kilograms of cotton to make an adult cotton coat. 3 people make 1 set each, and 10 kilograms of cotton should be enough. Then there is the cloth. With her figure, 10 feet of cloth would be enough to make a set of clothes. Mo Yurong's figure was similar to hers, and Su Tingqian was taller than them, so he should need 2 feet more. Her parents' cotton-padded clothes were made of coarse cloth on the outside, so they only needed about 9 feet of cotton cloth for the lining. Adding the 10 feet she wanted, she needed 19 feet of cloth coupons. She remembered that there was a cloth coupon subsidy for registering for marriage in this era, but she didn't know how much. Lu Changzheng wore a military uniform today and didn't go to the black market. He would have to go again another day. Because he was carrying a basket of things, Lu Changzheng deliberately took a small road with few people back to the educated youth point. After moving the things to the door of Su Mo's room, Lu Changzheng prepared to go back. There was no adult at home, and he had to go back to look after his grandfather. Wife, I will ask my mother to come and propose tomorrow. Lu Changzheng also specifically explained before leaving. Okay, but I have to go to work tomorrow, so I can only do it after work. Su Mo said. Lu Changzheng frowned. You just recovered from your illness, don't go. Don't worry about the work points. I've already asked for a few days off. It will have a bad impact if I don't go.
Su Mo said.
She mainly wanted to take the opportunity to pick peanuts and secretly absorb some wood energy from the peanut vines. Anyway, the peanut vines were not needed, so she could earn work points and absorb energy, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. No bad impact. I can afford to support my wife. Lu Changzheng made a domineering declaration. It's okay. It's just picking peanuts. It's not tiring. I don't want others to say that I'm going to marry the son of the branch secretary, and I don't even work. Then don't get tired. I'll help you tomorrow. Tomorrow, help your wife first and then help my mother. After Lu Changzheng left, Su Mo moved her things back to the room. First, take out Ma Xiaozhuan's things and put them on her bedding, then take out the toothpaste, toothbrush, soap, toilet paper, put them in order and put the egg cakes and fruit candies in place. Then she took out a retro cup from her space and used it as a toothbrush cup. Other things, especially the enamel basins, enamel pots, and thermos bottles with the Chinese character Shi, happiness, on them, were still placed in the bamboo basket and covered with coarse cloth. She was going to borrow Ma Xiaozhuan's enamel basin these days, since she didn't really use it anyway, so she would use the plastic bucket from her own space when she went into the bathroom. After putting the remaining money and notes into the space, Su Mo counted and found that there were still 933.27 yuan left. She was also going to buy a bicycle, otherwise it would be inconvenient to go to the county town in the future. But she didn't have a ticket, and it would probably cost 40 or 50 yuan to buy a bicycle ticket on the black market, plus the money for the bicycle, and 200 yuan was gone. This money-making matter had to be put on the agenda as soon as possible. While there was still time, Su Mo took out a history book and studied it carefully. In 2 days, she planned to go to the commune post office to buy a few current newspapers to familiarize herself with the current style of writing. When she made money, she would buy another semiconductor and learn about national affairs every day. The windows of the room in the educated youth camp were not big, and the light began to be bad in the evening. Su Mo took out the desk lamp and read for a while, then put away the book and the desk lamp and prepared to cook. The educated youth camp took turns to cook, and today it should be the turn of the male educated youth. But their cooking was really bad, so Su Mo had to do it herself in order to be able to eat it. There was nothing good to eat in the first place, and it was cooked like pig food.
Who would eat it?
When Su Mo and her friends first came, the brigade lent them 10 jin of cornmeal, 20 jin of corn grits, and 30 jin of sweet potatoes. They ate these things and vegetables every day, and only occasionally had eggs fried with green peppers, with more green peppers and less eggs. The meal Su Mo cooked last night was the best meal they had since they went to the countryside. Su Mo first cooked corn grits porridge, cut a few sweet potatoes into it, and took out some red kidney beans that she used as seeds from the space and grabbed 2 handfuls of them. These things can be used to induce labor at any time after her superpowers are upgraded, so she doesn't feel bad about it. There is no need to worry about the source, because the original owner has 2 large suitcases, and others have no idea what is in them. Then she went to the vegetable garden to pick a few eggplants and some beans, and pulled a few cabbages, preparing to make a bean stew with eggplants and stir-fry cabbage. On the other side, after Li Yue and Lu Xiaolan came out of the commune office building, they went to the supply and marketing cooperative together. When she was shopping at noon, she saw some large bones left after the meat was removed. They were only 50 cents without the ticket, so she bought them and put them in the supply and marketing cooperative first. After finishing her business, she took them home to stew cabbage and potatoes. Although there was not much meat, it had a meaty taste. This kind of thing was usually consumed internally by their supply and marketing cooperative. She was also a daughter working there and was familiar with them, so people sold it to her. After the mother and daughter returned to the supply and marketing cooperative, they saw that other salesmen were gathered together, seemingly chatting about something. "Hey, what's new about you? Tell us too," Lu Xiaolan said with a smile. "Talking about your family." The elder sister, who had taken Lu Chongzheng and others to the collective workshop before said. She said good things and was not afraid of them knowing.
"Oh,
what about my family?" Lu Xiaolan's smile was a little far-fetched. Hongqi commune was so small that not only the people in Lujia village brigade knew that her third brother was looking for a date, but also some of her colleagues in the supply and marketing cooperative knew about it. It is said that your brother's girlfriend is not only good-looking, but also generous. 28 yuan, just pay it, the eldest sister said. She did not leave immediately at that time, but listened to it before leaving. The eldest sister's surname is Huang, and her father-in-law is the secretary of another brigade. Last year, a salesperson in the supply and marketing cooperative gave birth to a child, and she got in through connections and has been working there ever since. However, she is only a temporary worker, and her salary is only 14 yuan per month. 28 yuan is equivalent to her 2-month salary.
what?"
Lu Xiaolan didn't understand. Sister Huang told Li Yue about Sumo's custom-made quilts again, then pulled Li Yue's hand and said with a smile, "Aunt, you are so lucky. I think your future daughter-in-law has first-class appearance, clothes, and temperament. She must be from a good family in the city. Your son has a good eye." She said, "I clearly heard that they wanted to find a female soldier from the art troupe. Why did they suddenly change to an educated youth?" It turned out that there was someone better. The family of the brigade secretary of Lujia village was really cunning. They got all the good things. How come such a well-off educated youth was not assigned to their brigade? She still has a younger brother-in-law who is not married yet. If she can get married to a big relative in the city, she will have a lot of benefits in the future. Su, the educated youth, is not ordinary at first glance. She saw that the watch on her hand was a Heischer brand. The material of her clothes was very good at first glance, and she was wearing cloth shoes. These cloth shoes are not sold in the supply and marketing cooperatives. I'm afraid they can only be found in department stores in big cities. From the way she took out the money, it was obvious that she was used to seeing money. The 28 yuan in her hand seemed like 2 yuan. It's a pity that such a good partner was taken by someone else first. Because they were going to be selected as the advance team, the villagers of Lujia village didn't spread any word about Su Mo falling into the water. So, Sister Huang didn't know about this reason. After hearing this, Li Yue roared in her heart, but she still smiled and said, "Oh, thank you, sister. Xiao Su is really a good kid, and I like him more and more." These two annoying things didn't even tell her a word. They were still a couple this morning, and now they have started making quilts, but she hasn't even mentioned the kiss yet. It's hard to say what fate is. I was worried that my third son would remain single, so I went to the trouble of making arrangements. But he just came back, and they fell in love when they met. We, as parents, didn't have to worry about anything because my third son made all the arrangements himself. They said they would meet each other before, but now there's no need. Just now I want to take my stuff to the middleman to apologize. We are honest country people, and we feel that we were wrong after all, and we feel very sorry. But now freedom of love is advocated, and we, the older generation, can't do anything about it. No wonder they say children and grandchildren have their own blessings. As parents, sometimes it's better for us not to work too hard," Li Wei said with guilt. She was also quite eloquent. She had never lost in quarrels with those nagging women in the team. And dating can be successful or not. If it doesn't work out, it means you are not destined to be together. You are very considerate to come and apologize with gifts. Another colleague of Lu Xiaolan comforted her. Li Yue chatted with them for a while, then took her big bone, bought a pound of sugar, and hurried home. When he got home, Lu Changzheng was at home, chatting with his grandfather in Lu Boming's room. "Third brother, come here." Li Yue shouted outside the door. "Mom, what's the matter?" Seeing that Li Yue's face was not very good, Lu Changzheng thought that the talk with Director Lu was not going well. "What's wrong with you? Didn't you say you would propose in a few days? Why are you making quilts today?" They prepare dowries only after proposing. She was going to buy cotton today. She didn't know the market situation here. You don't know how much cotton is in short supply in big cities. If you don't prepare early, you won't be able to buy it when the time comes. It just so happens that I remember there is a workshop in our commune. I went over to ask, and if it can be done, I can order it on the spot so I don't have to go again. Lu Changzheng explained for his wife. "By the way, we're going to get married early. Mom, you can call a few good aunts tomorrow and go to the educated youth site to propose marriage. When the application is approved, we will go to get the marriage certificate." Li Yue laughed angrily. She was right. Everything was arranged clearly. Proposing marriage is easy now. If it was in the past, there would not be enough time to prepare things. "Let me propose marriage tomorrow. Have you prepared the things?" Lu Changzheng was stunned. "What do you need? I'll buy it tomorrow morning. Is it just a formality, or should it be more decent?"
Li Yue asked. Of course it should be more decent.
Yes, she was completely fascinated. Then buy 2 kilograms of cake, 2 kilograms of fruit candies, and 2 kilograms of red dates. Lu Changzheng nodded. "Do you want to give the bride price as we agreed that day?" She said she would prepare 200 yuan that day. "I'll give you another 200 yuan, so let's give 400 yuan. "So much?" Li Yue almost jumped up. 200 yuan is a very good bride price in the city. Even a high-ranking official who married his daughter with 400 yuan might not have so much. Suddenly, Li Yue seemed to think of something and asked, "Did something happen in her family, and she needs money?" "Mom, what are you thinking?" Lu Changzheng was helpless. The main reason was that his mother hadn't proposed marriage yet, and he couldn't say that his wife had bought a lot of dowry, lest his mother had a bad impression. He could understand his wife. It was probably not easy to go to the county town. If she bought all the dowry at once, she would have to go again next time. It's almost time to get married. Have you asked about her family situation? Is there something wrong? Will it affect you? Li Yue was still a little worried. It was not easy for her son to get to this point. She felt sad when she thought of the scars all over his body. "It's no big deal. It won't affect me." He has an uncle who is a division commander in the army of Guangxi province. Lu Changzheng didn't plan to say more, so as not to make his mother think too much. Li Yue felt relieved when she heard that there was an official in the family. As long as it didn't affect her son, it was good. What do her parents do? Her father is a university teacher, and her mother works in a food factory. On the way back, Su Mo briefly told Lu Changzheng about the family situation. "Teacher, no wonder teachers are the most likely to get into trouble these days. Maybe he was reported by his students." Li Yue actually felt a little sympathetic to her future in-laws. The educated youth returned to the educated youth camp and were very happy to see Su Mo cooking again. However, they were a little disappointed when they smelled the meat and didn't smell any meat. Ma Xiaowan ran over happily. "Su Mo, have you bought anything?" Su Mo smiled. "I bought everything. I put it on your bedding. I'll give you the remaining money after dinner." "Okay," Ma Xiaowan said, and rushed into the room like the wind. Sure enough, there were 2 packages of things in the enamel basin on the bedding. When she opened the big package, a strong aroma of egg cake wafted in. Ma Xiaowan quickly picked up a piece and stuffed it into her mouth. She was so greedy. After more than half a month, she finally had egg cake again. Chen Lan saw Ma Xiaowan enter the room, washed her hands, and followed her in. Seeing Chen Lan coming in, Ma Xiaowan handed over the oil paper package. "Chen Lan, have some egg cake." Chen Lan thanked her, took a piece, and started to eat. Turning around and seeing the bamboo basket, she exclaimed, "How much did Sumo buy?" Ma Xiaowan looked over and saw a large bamboo basket on the ground with a lot of things in it, but they were all covered tightly with coarse cloth. She did buy a lot. Ma Xiaowan finished speaking and continued to eat her egg cake. I don't know what she bought. Why did she cover it up? Who doesn't cover up what they buy now? Otherwise, if you meet a gossiper on the road, everyone will know it. Those gossipy women in their family compound knew exactly who bought how many onions. Because she had suffered so much from them, Ma Xiaowan hated this behavior of finding out what others bought. Chunlon wanted to instigate Ma Xiaowan to see what Sumo bought, but seeing that she didn't fall for it, she could only curl her lips helplessly. But she didn't dare to go and see it herself. Sumo's family was well off to begin with, and now she was dating the son of the party secretary, so she didn't dare to offend him. Otherwise, in this rural area, if her future father-in-law gave her a hard time and assigned her to work in the worst area, she would have no place to cry. Soon, the kitchen began to call for dinner, and Ma Xiaowan and Chunlon hurriedly took their lunch boxes and went out. On the other side, Lu Guangying finally got off work. Carrying her things, she rode her bicycle to her eldest brother's house and didn't even have time to go home. When she arrived, the Lu family was having dinner, and they were surprised to see Lu Guangying coming over with things. "Guangying, why are you here? Have you eaten?" Mrs. Lu asked in surprise. "No, I came to tell you something." Lu Guangying was out of breath and put the things directly on the table beside him. He rode his bicycle all the way here and rushed to the 4th floor in one breath. Lu Guangying was not young anymore, so he had to take it slow. The Lu family was well off, with 4 members of the family all receiving salaries. In Qingxi County, it was considered a very good family. The eldest brother Lu was the workshop director of the county machinery factory, the eldest sister-in-law Lu worked in the canning factory, the eldest daughter Lu Ping joined the art troupe, and the youngest daughter, Lu Mei, also worked in the machinery factory. The family of 4 lived in a 2-bedroom, 1 living room apartment allocated by the machinery factory, which was both decent and spacious. Lu Mei poured a glass of water for Lu Guangying and went to get a pair of bowls and chopsticks, saying, "Auntie, I made leek and egg dumplings and braised pork today. Let's eat together." After Lu Guangying finished the water, she put the cup down. "Don't rush to eat. I came here to tell you that Lu Ping's matchmaking is not going to work out." "What? How come it's not going to work out? We haven't even met yet." The Lu family's faces changed drastically. "She has found a partner and is not dating anymore." "Impossible. When I came back, I asked others, and Lu Chongjing doesn't have a partner at all." Lu Ping stood up excitedly. "I found her after I came back." On the day Lu Chongjing came back, he saved an educated youth from their team who fell into the water. As a result, the 2 of them fell in love with each other and started dating right away. What's wrong with Lu Chongjing? He gave up my art troupe as a pillar and fell in love with an educated youth who went to the countryside. Lu Ping couldn't accept it. Lu Ping's voice was quite loud. In this tube building with poor sound insulation, some neighbors had already started to take notice. "Lu Ping, watch your attitude. There is no high or low position, only different division of labor. Educated youth going to the countryside is also contributing to socialism." Lu Guangying immediately smoothed over the words to avoid being taken advantage of by those with ulterior motives. Lu Ping still couldn't accept it. She walked over anxiously and grabbed Lu Guangying's hand. "Aunt, what's the background of that educated youth? Is she the daughter of a high-ranking official? How should I know? I don't even know her name yet." "Then, how do you know they are dating?" Lu Guangying pointed to the things on the table. "Look, that's the person Lu Chongjing's mother brought to my office and asked me to bring it here to apologize to you," she told her herself, and from her tone, the wedding should be held in a few days. How could it be so soon? Lu Ping was shocked. Their family was eager to get married. Lu Guangying knew some of the situation when she went to talk. It was precisely because of Lu Boming's health that the Lu family was also eager to get married, so Lu Guangying felt that it was a sure thing. "Aunt, can you help me check the file of that educated youth? Unless she is better than me, I will not be reconciled." "What else can you do if you are not reconciled? Are you going to commit style problems and destroy other people's relationships? Lu Guangying said unhappily. Aunt, help me check, or I'll go to their brigade and ask myself. Lu Ping clenched her fists, with a paranoid look on her face. My daughter. Forget it. Mom will find you a better one. Sister Lu hurried forward to persuade. They are not unreasonable people. If they have agreed to get married, and then regret it before marriage, they will not let it go so easily. But they haven't even started dating yet, and the person has brought gifts to apologize, so they really don't know what to say.
No.
Lu Ping's paranoid look scared Sister Lu and Lu Guangying. Lu Mei, who was standing aside, couldn't bear it and said, Sister, forget it. It means you are not destined to be together. There are many excellent comrades in the county. We can look at others. Shut up. If it weren't for you, would I be so anxious to marry myself off? Lu Ping sprayed at Lu Mei with a ferocious face. Are you happy that I can't date you? After that, she didn't even eat, rushed into the room, and slammed the door loudly. Lu Mei was inexplicably scolded and looked depressed. Mom, look at my sister. She's in a bad mood, just bear with it. Sister-in-law Lu could only comfort her little daughter like this. But she didn't expect that Lu Ping actually liked Lu Changzhen so much. Brother Lu and sister-in-law Lu looked at each other and looked at Lu Guangying with embarrassment. Lu Ping was spoiled by them since she was a child. She had to do what she wanted to do, otherwise she might make trouble. The archives of the educated youth were in Hongqi Commune, and it was not difficult for Lu Guangying to check it out. Lu Guangying finally compromised. Okay, I'll check it out tomorrow. In fact, the reason why Lu Ping was so excited was not only because she liked Lu Changzhen, but also because Lu Changzhen was her last hope. When Lu Ping first joined the art troupe, she did become a pillar with her good voice. But in the past few years, she didn't hone her singing skills and was gradually replaced by newcomers and marginalized. Moreover, she was arrogant and didn't have a good relationship with other people in the troupe. Therefore, she may be on the list of discharged soldiers in the regiment this year. Of the two sisters, Lu Ping has always been the best one. She dared not imagine how her family would look at her once she was discharged. If she could marry Lu Changzhen, she would probably not be discharged. Even if she was really discharged, she would still be the wife of an officer, and the best one. Therefore, after finding out that Lu Changzhen had no partner, she asked her family to help her. She thought things had taken a turn for the better, but in the blink of an eye, all hope was gone. The next day, Su Mo changed into blue work clothes, put on her liberation shoes, and went to work with the educated youth. Today was still peanut picking. According to the captain, there were not many peanuts, and the work would be finished in 3 or 2 days. Then it was about drying and storing them, paying the public grain, settling the work points, distributing grain and money, and slaughtering pigs for meat. In short, after being mobilized by the captain, the villagers, who had been exhausted after more than a month of autumn harvest, became full of energy again, and they were full of energy. After all, farmers work all year round just for this time to distribute grain and money. In addition, this year the brigade's new water conservancy project has started to be used, and the brigade has planted several times more fine grains than in previous years, and the harvest is great. Their work points should be quite valuable. Many ants discussed on the way what to buy after the money is distributed. When passing by another grain drying area of the brigade, Suemo found a group of men holding something that looked a bit like diving flippers, hitting the wheat stalks on the ground, and a few uncles were driving donkeys and pulling stone mills, turning in circles. The picture is from the internet. Please delete if it infringes. Suemo was a little curious. Could this be the legendary threshing of wheat? So she asked Ma Xiaowan in a low voice, "What are they doing?" And Annie with sharp ears happened to hear it and explained, "They are threshing wheat. They have to thresh the wheat and dry it before packing it into bags and storing it." What are they holding? Can they thresh all the wheat like this? That's called a flail. It's not that easy to thresh wheat. First, use the flail to thresh the wheat on top, then pick off the wheat straw on top, and then continue threshing and picking. After the big wheat straw is picked out, you have to use a wooden winnowing machine to winnow the wheat husks and short grass so that the remaining full wheat can be taken out to dry. The auntie explained enthusiastically. Flail, delete it if it infringes. It's really hard work.
Maseo Yuan sighed.
The wheat is growing well this year, so it's okay to work a little harder. The most worrying thing is that it doesn't grow well, and all the hard work all year round is in vain. The auntie smiled and said, obviously very satisfied with this year's harvest. When they arrived, the team leader began to assign tasks, and Su Mo was the last to be assigned. Looking at the small piece of land in front of her, Su Mo was stunned. Although she was not sensitive to these units of measurement such as mu and fun, she could see that this piece of land was definitely not more than 1 fun. Team leader, why do I get so little? Team leader Lu Guoping scratched his head awkwardly. Well, Brother Changjing asked me not to give you so much. Lu Guoping has been Lu Changjing's follower since he was a child, and he listens to him very much. Even when Lu Changjing went to the army, he would write to ask Lu Changjing's opinion when he encountered problems.
Shoma.
Don't listen to him, just divide it as you should. Otherwise, how can I earn work points with such a small piece of land? Just kidding. She was still waiting to absorb energy with this little bit. She might as well go to the side to pull weeds. In the end, Lu Guoping couldn't persuade Su Mo and assigned her 3 acres of land. Lu Guoping estimated that this was her limit, and maybe Brother Changjing would come to pull most of it later. After Lu Guoping left, Su Mo squatted down to pull peanuts. She held the peanut vines close to the ground and absorbed the wood energy inside. The first few plants were not properly controlled, and they were a little dry. Later, she gradually mastered the degree, absorbing about 1/3 of the energy per plant so that the peanut vines would not look much different. Even if they looked a little dry, others would think they were exposed to the sun. Su Mo pulled while absorbing energy. The sandy soil that Lu Guoping originally assigned to Su Mo was easier to pull. Soon, Su Mo pulled out a large area. When Lu Guoping pulled peanuts for a while and got up to see if the team members were lazy, he found that Su Mo had pulled out a large area, and it looked not much worse than his own. It is not easy to be a team leader these days. Not only do you have to take the lead actively and do your work quickly and well, but you also have to supervise the team members to prevent anyone from cheating and damaging the collective interests. Every day, you are the first to come and the last to leave. Lu Guoping was elected as the team leader by the villagers because he worked fast and well. Lu Guoping blinked in disbelief and found that it was really a large area. Could it be that Brother Changjing had been here just now? But he looked left and right and did not find the shadow of Lu Changjing. During the time he was observing, Su Mo pulled out another small piece of land. Lu Guoping believed that it was Su Mo who pulled it out herself. Lu Guoping was shocked. His brother Changjing was really amazing. In just a few days, a backward labor was transformed into an active labor by him. If his brother Changjing came back to be the team leader, their team would have been an advanced team long ago. When Lu Changjing came over, he found that Su Mo had pulled out a large piece of land. He was a little unbelievable and hurried over to whisper, "Wife, did you pull all this?" As soon as Lu Changjing approached, Su Mo immediately stopped absorbing energy. "Yes, what's wrong? My wife is really amazing," Lu Changjing praised quickly. You can't judge a person by appearance. He originally thought that she was delicate and not good at farm work, but now he saw that she was pulling the peanuts as fast as his mother. "I don't need you to help me pull them. Just carry them to the threshing ground at the brigade headquarters." Pulling the peanuts is not just about pulling them. You have to carry them to the threshing ground for the ants to pick. The tender peanuts will also be collected and fed to the donkeys and cows of the production team in winter, and the others will be dried and distributed to everyone for firewood. Lu Changjing quickly several bundles of peanuts on the ground, carried a bundle at each end of the bamboo pole, and carried them to the brigade headquarters. The speed was so neat. Seeing this, Lu Guoping, a little fan, praised him in his heart. His brother Changjing was really the best at everything he did. Lu Guoping also carried his own bundle of peanuts and chased Lu Changjing. Seeing that some people had returned with their peanuts, the children in the village who had been waiting for a long time set off one by one with their small bamboo baskets. When picking peanuts, there will always be some left out in the field, and the children will go to the field to pick up these leftover peanuts. The picked peanuts can be taken to the brigade to exchange for work points, or they can be taken home to eat. In the past, some ants would deliberately leave some out for their children to pick up, but after being severely punished several times, this behavior of fleecing socialism gradually disappeared. At 10 o'clock, the 3-acre plot of land that Su Mo was responsible for had been weeded. Su Mo absorbed energy for the whole morning and felt warm and full of energy. According to Su Mo's experience, her current ability should be considered to have officially entered the initial stage of the first level. The ability of the initial stage of the first level can promote the birth of a vegetable seed at a time, from seed to maturity. Su Mo saw Ma Xiaowan in the distance, who had not yet pulled out half of the seeds, so she went to help her and absorb some more energy. Although Su Mo did not plan to have too much contact with the educated youth, after getting along with them for 2 days, she liked Ma Xiaowan very much. She looked careless, but in fact she was cheerful and generous, and had a sense of propriety. She could get along with people. She couldn't be without friends, and Ma Xiaowan was a good one. Ma Xiaowan was also assigned 3 acres of land. Pulling peanuts, 1 acre of land is counted as 1 work point. In fact, pulling peanuts is not difficult. If you just pull, an experienced hand can pull 1 or 2 acres a day. The difficult part is to pick the peanuts back. Because most of the peanut fields are far away from the brigade and are not suitable for growing grain. So half of the time for pulling peanuts has to be spent on picking. Ma Xiaowan had long discovered that Su Mo was very fast at picking peanuts, but the two of them were far apart, so she couldn't yell. Now Su Mo came over, and she immediately came over to ask, "Good sister, tell me what the trick is for picking peanuts. How do you pick them so fast? What trick can there be?" "Just pull hard," Su Mo said, pulling up a peanut vine, pulling it up hard, and then frowned. "Your land is harder than mine, and mine is easier to pull. So that's how it is. I was wondering how those ants could pick them so fast. It turns out they got good land." Ma Xiaowan was angry. Was this bullying her because she was an outsider? She decided that after the autumn harvest, she must curry favor with the team leader and the team leader so that they would give her some good land in the future. Although she didn't rely on these work points, no one wanted to be a backward element all the time. In the past, Su Mo was at the bottom, but now that Su Mo is not at the bottom, she is the last one. Pick the peanuts first, and I'll help you pick them. Finish as soon as possible and go back to rest. "Shomoeri." Ma Xiaowan could only go to bundle the peanuts with great difficulty. Her shoulders were worn out from picking these things, and it hurt a lot. She suddenly envied Su Mo for having a boyfriend who could help her pick the peanuts. Should she also find a boyfriend and ask him to help pick things? Ma Xiaowan went over the young man she had met during this period in her mind and suddenly got a chill. Forget it, just pick slowly. If you can't pick all the peanuts, there are other male educated youths in the educated youth point. After the autumn harvest is over, she can buy more meat to treat them. There is no need to sell yourself for such a small thing. People like Su Mo's boyfriend are rare in the city, not to mention the village. When Lu Changzheng came back from picking peanuts, he saw that his wife was gone. He looked around and saw that she was picking in another field. "Lu Changzheng, aren't you tired? Why do you like farm work so much?" He also wanted to tell her to go back early because his mother would go there to propose marriage at noon. After picking up the last 2 bundles of peanuts, Lu Changzheng walked to where Su Mo was picking peanuts and whispered, "Wife, go back early. My mother will go there at noon." Su Mo nodded and replied, "Okay." Lu Changzheng raised his lips with joy. Although he kept calling his wife, he felt real in his heart when it really came to this step. This is the finalization. In the evening, he will go to the commune to make a phone call to ask if the marriage application has been approved. If approved, he will take his wife to get a certificate and get the marriage certificate tomorrow. "I won't come here after I pick it. I have to help my mother pick it," Lu Changzheng said, and then told his wife, "You can help pick it, but don't help carry it. The road is not easy to walk on, and it's heavy." Su Mo nodded, and Lu Changzheng left with the peanuts. When the ants saw Lu Changzheng helping Su Mo with the work, many of them started to feel jealous. Although they were discussing 2 days ago that Lu Changjing kissed and touched Su Jiqing and should be responsible for her, once he really took responsibility for Su Jiqing, they felt that they were at a disadvantage. Such a good young man fell into the hands of an outsider, which was painful. If I had known that this trick would work on Lu Changjing, I would have asked my daughter to wait for him on his way back, and it would have been a good opportunity for an outsider. I didn't expect that Lu Changjing would actually be dating Su Jiqing. Didn't the commune leader say that such a heroic act of saving lives should not be viewed with the old perspective? It was that stupid Li Tsuehua who spread rumors everywhere, thinking that everyone didn't know what she was thinking. As a result, such a good young man, Lu Changjing, fell into the hands of an educated youth from another place. That Su Jiqing is not even half as good at work as my daughter. I don't know what Changjing likes about her. Why is she not so strong this time? A few years ago, there was a girl in the village who liked Lu Changjing. She came from a good family and was handsome. When Lu Changjing came back to visit her family, she colluded with her family and planned to invite him to the back mountain, hoping to slander Lu Changjing and destroy her innocence and force him to marry her. As a result, Lu Changjing was also very tough. He reported the family directly to the Revolutionary Committee on the charge of slandering soldiers. The family was detained in the Revolutionary Committee for a long time before being released. If it weren't for some connections, the girl might have been dragged to be criticized. Afterwards, the girl was married off to a distant place by her parents, and the family also kept their heads down in the village, no longer as high profile as before. Seeing this, some people in the village who had other thoughts also gave up their thoughts. What do you like? You like her beauty. If it was your daughter, she might be tough. An aunt laughed. Her daughter has been married for several years, and her grandson can help with soy sauce. She just watches these things. You old woman, what nonsense are you talking about? What's wrong with my daughter? She's good at home and outside. How many girls in this village can get 8 centimeters every day like my daughter? These days, the highest work points for women's work is 8 centimeters. Your daughter is good at work, but she is big and strong. Not only does Lu Changjing look down on her, but my son doesn't like her either. Get lost, my daughter doesn't even look down on your son. She's like a pretty boy. She doesn't get as many work points as a woman. She will be a loser who needs to rely on his wife to support her in the future. The aunt threw the peanuts and rolled up her sleeves. You want to fight, right? My son just doesn't like to do farm work. He's smart. He'll have to take a job to show you guys in the future. The aunt who was arguing with the aunt curled her lips, but she said nothing. She couldn't beat that guy. The other aunts pretended to persuade them to stop fighting, and the aunt picked up the peanuts again. The group of people started on their way again, talking. Although Changjing kissed Su Jiqing this time, I heard that it was also a kind of saving life, and it was not considered to destroy the innocence of the educated youth, so he could not be held responsible. Another aunt said, human nature is so contradictory. If Lu Changjing did not marry Su Mo, they would be accused of destroying his innocence, but if it really seemed that he was going to marry her, they felt that they were at a disadvantage. Oh, they say that people fall in love with each other. If you were a man, wouldn't you be attracted to Su Jiqing's looks? Her body is as white and tender as tofu, which is comfortable to look at, let alone touch. This matter. Once the lights are turned off, it's all the same. You don't understand this. The aunt smiled evilly, and it was obvious that there was some story. This aunt, among a group of aunts, was considered to have fair skin. He is comfortable in that aspect, but he won't work, so he'll starve to death. Lu Changjing is an officer with a lot of monthly allowances. Would he care about those work points? It's enough to be comfortable in that aspect. He only comes home once in the past few years. Isn't that a loss? Why do you have to worry about it as a woman? Why don't you bring him with you to the army? I heard that those soldiers are very good at this. I don't know if Su Jiqing, who looks so delicate, can handle it. The aunts laughed, and the topic gradually became more interesting. I don't know if she can handle it, but you can definitely handle it. I heard from Baxiang that she passed by behind your house and the sound. Okay, I told you who spread it. It turned out to be that chatterbox. Tell me about your husband. Lu Chongjing passed by another path above and happened to hear the ants below making dirty jokes, which made him feel a little embarrassed. But on second thought, I felt that what the ants said made some sense. It would be a shame to keep such a good daughter-in-law at home. I should find a way to let her join the army as soon as possible. Ma Xiaowan came back from picking peanuts and was surprised to find that Su Mo had already picked almost 1/3 of the remaining half of hers. How did Su Mo become so powerful? Was it because she had a boyfriend and was full of energy? Or was it because she would settle down in the countryside and started to work actively? Ma Xiaowan thought it should be the latter, and she couldn't help but feel a little sympathetic towards Su Mo. When Su Mo saw Ma Xiaowan coming back and saw that it was almost 11 o'clock, she said, "Xiaowan, I will pick for a while and then go back. It's our turn to cook today. We will pick the rest in the afternoon." During the autumn harvest, people usually start work at 6 o'clock in the morning and finish work at 12 o'clock. In the afternoon, they start work at 1:30 and finish work at 6 o'clock. This is when they are not rushing to work. If they are rushing to work, they will eat lunch in the fields and work until 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening with torches. Because the time at noon is tight, the educated youth whose turn it is to cook will usually tell the team leader around 11:30 and go back to cook. Anyway, the daily tasks are arranged. If you don't finish in the morning, you can continue in the afternoon. The team leader usually won't say anything.
Ma Xiaoyuan nodded vigorously.
Su Mo has helped her pull a lot of weeds. Maybe she can ask for another mu of land in the afternoon to pull weeds and earn 4 work points a day. On the other side, Li Wei also finished pulling out 4 mu of land this morning. She left a bundle of peanuts for Lu Chongjing to pick and hurried home to cook. She has already found 4 ants she is familiar with to go to the educated youth point to propose marriage, and also called the village women's director. At noon, you have to treat these helpers to a simple meal. The staple food is the steamed buns with 2 pieces of flour last night and some corn porridge. I heard from the third brother that he also cut 2 pounds of meat in the morning. Then cut a pound of cabbage to stew, make scrambled eggs with green peppers, and stir-fry 2 green vegetables with lard. That's it. It's also decent. Li Wei had just finished cooking when the ants arrived. They knew they had to help, so they left work earlier, and some even went home to change clothes. Li Wei hurriedly invited them to the table, leaving the meals for the rest of the family, and the group of people who had to do things ate first. After dinner, Li Wei changed into a set of clothes that were 70% new and had no patches. Then she picked up her things and went to the educated youth's point. At this time, it was time for everyone to have lunch, and many people asked them where they were going when they saw them. Soon, everyone in the village knew that Lu Chongjin was going to propose to Su Jiqing. When Li Tsuehua heard the news, she was so happy that she drank 2 bowls of corn porridge. It finally worked. From then on, Li Wei was shorter than her. When Li Wei and the others arrived, the educated youth had just finished their meal. Because she knew someone would come to propose marriage at noon, Su Mo took eggs and made a pot of scrambled eggs with green peppers when she was cooking. People are soft-hearted, so if they disturb them later, they can't say anything. "Oh, are you eating?" The one who spoke was Lu Guilon, the women's director of the brigade. Just now during the meal, it was agreed that she would be the matchmaker. The other educated youths were confused when they saw the women's director and a group of ants coming to their educated youth point. "Just finished eating, Director Lu. What's the matter?" Ma Jianmin, the person in charge of the educated youth point, stood up and asked. "Something's going on, a happy event." Lu Guilon smiled and said, "We are here today to propose to Comrade Su Mo on behalf of Comrade Lu Chongjin."
Ah, oh.
"Please sit down." Ma Jianmin was flustered and quickly asked the educated youths to clear the table and let the ants sit down. Then he thought about getting something to entertain them. Oh my God! Who can help him? He is a young unmarried man and has no idea how to deal with such things. After sitting down, Li Wei put the basket she was carrying on the table. Su Mo took 6 clean bowls from the cupboard, picked up the big iron teapot of the educated youth camp, poured some water into each bowl, and served them to each ant. "Ants, have some water," Su Mo said with a smile. Su Mo knew that people at this time liked to drink sweet things, So she had already boiled a pot of sugar water and put it in the big iron teapot of the educated youth camp. It was just that it was still hot just now and no one drank the water, so no one noticed. This big iron teapot, 2 pots, cupboards, a set of bowls and chopsticks, and several basins for vegetables were all prepared by the production team for the educated youth camp. However, the educated youths mostly used their own lunchboxes for meals and rarely used the bowls and chopsticks here. An ant took a sip of water, and her eyes lit up instantly. She secretly said to the ant next to her, "Sugar water." When several ants heard that it was sugar water, they all took up their bowls and took a sip. It seems that this Sioux-educated youth is also a sensible person. Seeing her bright eyes, she will not be shy, but will entertain them generously, so it should not be bad. Li Wei was also secretly observing Su Imo. Seeing that she acted calmly and gracefully, she was quite satisfied. Although the room at the educated youth camp was large, it was still a bit crowded with so many people. Several male educated youth took the opportunity to return to the room, leaving only Ma Jianmin, 5 female educated youth, and the 6 ants. Sioux educated youth, Comrade Lu Chongjing said that he and your revolutionary goals are very consistent and hope to form a revolutionary friendship with you as soon as possible.
I wonder what you think about this. Lu Guilin asked.
I will listen to Director Lu's arrangements. Su Imo pretended to be shy. Lu Guilin's smile deepened. Letting her arrange was an agreement. I think you and Comrade Lu Chongjing are very suitable. Since you have the same revolutionary goals, you should get together as soon as possible and continue to participate in the revolution together. Okay, I will listen to Director Lu.
주문하디.
It was all discussed and it was just a formality. Director Lu said some official words to Su Imo again and finally said 2 paragraphs of Chairman Mao's quotations, which were nothing more than the formality of that stage.
Sumo responded obediently.
Finally, Li Wei spoke. We don't have so many rules in the countryside. You two just need to live a good life together. You can distribute the things in this basket to everyone later, so that everyone can share in the joy. Then, she took out a thick red envelope from her pocket and handed it to Su Imo. Even though your family is not around, our Lu family will not treat you badly. We will do everything we should. This is the betrothal gift. Take it and arrange it yourself. Su Imo didn't expect that the red envelope would be so thick. Judging from its width, it should be a big unity, at least a few hundred yuan. She read the historical text, and it seemed that in the countryside, marriages only cost a few dozen yuan in betrothal gifts, so she forgot to reach out to take it. Seeing that Su Imo didn't take it, Li Wei pulled her hand and placed it in her palm.
Take it.
When his elder brother and second brother got married, they also gave him a betrothal gift. But your family is not around, so I have to give it to you. You can discuss it with your parents. Yes. Thank you, Auntie. Okay. Everyone is tired from the autumn harvest, so we will go back and not disturb you to rest. Li Wei was also vigorous and resolute in her work, and she would leave as soon as she was done. Have another bowl of water. Su Imo quickly poured another bowl of sugar water for the aunties. After the aunties finished drinking, they prepared to go back. Today's meal was really a good deal and they didn't have to work hard and they didn't even have to talk, and there was sugar water to drink. Su Imo saw that they were about to leave, and thought of what Li Wei had said just now, to share the things with everyone. She picked up the basket, and seeing that there were double portions of things in it, she took out 1 portion for each person, and then handed the basket back to Li Wei. Aunt, I don't understand the customs here. Please help me distribute these things to the ants. Li Wei saw that Su Imo was very generous and knew how to behave, so she happily accepted it. If the woman didn't give a return gift, she would have to give each of them 2 cents for their hard work. Now that she has a return gift, she doesn't have to do that. The ants were also very happy to hear that there was a return gift, and they all praised Su Imo. Lin Xia had been watching coldly, feeling jealous. No wonder the little hoof had fried eggs and changed clothes at noon. It turned out that she was waiting here. Such a thick red envelope must have cost 1 or 200 yuan, and she bought so many gifts.
It was such a respectable thing.
How could God be so blind? How could such a good thing fall on Su Mo's head? Su Imo sent the ants out of the educated youth camp, returned to the kitchen and said to Ma Jiamin, "Ma, educated youth, call the other educated youth out. I will distribute the things. Everyone can share in the joy." Since the aunt just said that the things should be distributed, it is probably the custom here, so Su Mo also distributed the things. This is a good thing. Don't say it's disturbing. We are all revolutionary comrades, Ma Jiamin said, and went to call the other male educated youth. After everyone gathered, Su Mo distributed some sugar, egg cake, and red dates to each person. They were all 1 pound, not much, just 1 egg cake, a few pieces of sugar, and a few dates. After returning to the room, Ma Xiaowan said to Su Mo with admiration, "Su Mo, aren't you nervous? If it were me, I would probably be scared silly, but you can still entertain them so decently." Su Mo pursed her lips and smiled, but didn't say anything. She had experienced the book. It was just a marriage proposal. There was nothing to be nervous about. As soon as the ants left the educated youth site, they all surrounded Li Yue and asked curiously, "Secretary's family, how much do you give as a betrothal gift?"
It's so thick.
Li Yue held up 4 fingers. 40? It didn't look like it. Could it be 400?
Liu nodded.
The ants all took a deep breath, and even Lu Guilon was not surprised.
400 yuan.
Many people have never seen so much money in their lives. So, after Lu Chongzheng proposed to Su Mo, the news that the Lu family gave a sky-high betrothal gift of 400 yuan swept the Lujia village brigade. Li Tsuehua heard the news. Her face turned green instantly.
Did she think wrongly?
What kind of extraordinary background did this Su Jiqing have? Otherwise, how could Li Yue be willing to give such a high betrothal gift? When her old son got married, her family only gave a betrothal gift of 200 yuan, which was already considered high, and her old daughter-in-law was still a salaried worker. The more Li Tsuehua thought about it, the more she felt that something was wrong. She became very anxious and stopped picking peanuts. She walked around the drying field. "Tsuehua, what are you doing? You're making me dizzy." And Anne was a little dissatisfied. "It's okay, I ate too much at noon, and I need to digest the food." Li Tsuehua waved her hand casually. The ants looked at each other. People don't have enough to eat these days, but they still need to digest the food. If you want to talk nonsense, you should make it more serious. An ant who didn't get along with Li Tsuehua laughed and said, "Don't you think you're being outdone because Li Yue gave you a high price for the bride price?" Li Tsuehua was about to start cursing, but suddenly stopped. Yes, maybe this was Li Yue's trick, and she spread it deliberately for her to hear. The money was sealed in red, so it was whatever she said. Even if it wasn't that much, Su Jiqing, a foreigner, wouldn't dare to say it out loud to slap her mother-in-law in the face. Maybe she felt that she couldn't compare to her old daughter-in-law, so she said it out deliberately to annoy her. Her old daughter-in-law was paid a salary, and Su Jiqing was farming in the countryside. This was an obvious fact, and her old daughter-in-law was superior no matter how you looked at it. Even if Su Jiqing's family was better, she could still take care of her daughter for 1 or 2 years, but after 3 or 4 years, who would remember that there was a daughter in the countryside after a long time? She might stay in the countryside for the rest of her life. After figuring it out, Li Tsuehua was instantly happy again. What's there to be anxious about? It's her business if she gives a high gift. My family is not like that. We treat everyone equally. If only one daughter-in-law gives so much, how can the other daughters-in-law feel happy? This is just asking for trouble. Li Tsuehua said. Her heart was filled with joy. It would be better if they all quarreled and fought, so that Li Yue would not have a peaceful life. Besides Li Tsuehua, Lu Hohat's mother Zhao Jiuxiang also felt uncomfortable after hearing the news. The mother-in-law's heart must be extremely biased. Her daughter only gave a gift of 50 yuan at that time. When she came to propose marriage, she only brought a small bag of white flour. To put it bluntly, she looked down on their family. Over the years, she has been lukewarm to their family. Her daughter is the hero who gave birth to 2 big fat boys for their family. The more she thought about it, the more angry she became. Zhao Jiuxiang didn't even pull the peanuts anymore. She told the team leader that she was going to release water, secretly ran to where Lu Hohat was working, grabbed her, and asked, Did your mother-in-law really give Su Jiqing 400 yuan as a betrothal gift? Lu Hohot was unhappy about this. She had clearly said before that she would give 200 yuan. How come it became 400 yuan now? I don't know. Why would she tell a daughter-in-law like me about this? If everyone spreads it, it must be true. Zhao Zhixiang was really angry at her daughter for not fighting back when she saw her daughter like this. Look at you. How come you don't know anything? You gave birth to 2 boys, and you will get the lion's share of anything the Lu family has in the future. If you give all this money away, how much will you get when you divide the family property in the future? Get up and make a scene when you go back, do you hear me? Not to mention 400 yuan, I have to make up to 200 yuan at least. Did you hear me? Hey, you little girl, don't just work and keep silent, do you hear me? Lu Hohot was impatient to listen to her mother and could only wave her hand and said, I know. After you make up the betrothal gift, remember to give half of it to your family. Your brother is about to get married. Zhao Zhixiang did not forget to explain. Lu Hohot curled her lips and said nothing. In the afternoon, Su Mo received another 3 acres of land. Because of the marriage proposal and the 400 yuan betrothal gift, Su Mo could clearly feel that the villagers' attention to her had increased greatly. From time to time, she could see a group of 3 or 2 ants passing by, pointing at her and whispering. When she looked over, they pretended to be nothing and walked away. Su Mo was also speechless. No wonder they said that rumors in this era can drive people to death. It's okay to be like this for 1 or 2 days, but if it lasts for a long time, it's really unbearable. It's not a bad thing for her. If those who encounter bad things are pointed at like this for a few days, those with poor tolerance will probably commit suicide. Lu Chongzheng went to the commune post office to make a phone call in the afternoon, but didn't get a definite reply. He could only go back to the brigade first and call again in the evening to urge. Lu Chongzheng helped his mother pick peanuts first before going to find Su Mo. When he arrived at the field, he found that his wife was picking peanuts again, without even taking a break. Lu Chongzheng hurried over to help pick them so that his wife could go back and rest early. Hey, you don't have to pull it out, just help me pick it up. Su Mo hurriedly stopped him, not wanting to take away her energy. I'll pick it up after I'm almost done. It's just a matter of a few trips. My land is easy to pull out, it's not a big deal. You pick it up first, I'll pick 1 trip here, and Aunt will pick 1 trip over there, and we'll take turns. No, I'll pull it out with you first, so you can go back and rest early after you're done. Aren't you afraid that others will say that you've forgotten your mother after you got married? Su Mo smiled. Whether I've forgotten or not, my mother knows it herself. Lu Chongzheng didn't care what others said. After you help me pull it out, I can't go back yet. I have to help other educated youth pull it out. They helped me before. I can't finish it early, so I'll go back first. Lu Chongzheng. Okay, I'll pick it up first. Lu Chongzheng silently put down the peanut vines and went to pick peanuts. After Su Mo finished pulling it out, she went to help Ma Xiaowan pull it out. When she was done, it was almost 6 o'clock. Su Mo asked Ma Xiaowan to help Qinlan, and she went back to cook. After Lu Hohot returned home, she started smashing pots and bowls in the kitchen, making ping-pong noises everywhere. She was upset and scolded her 2 sons until they cried. Li Yue became impatient and came out of the house and said, "What are you dissatisfied with? Just say it directly, don't talk about it in a roundabout way." Lu Hohot didn't dare to speak again. "Why don't you say it? Now I'll give you a chance. If you are dissatisfied, say it quickly. Maybe I can solve it for you. After today, it won't be so easy to talk about it." Mom, you're too partial," Lu Hohot said timidly. "Oh, how are you biased?" "Because I gave 400 yuan to the 3rd brother's family as a betrothal gift, and you only had 50 yuan? The 3rd brother's family got 400 yuan, that's because the 3rd brother gave me 200 yuan in private and asked me to give it together. If you want it, ask your husband to make up for it." "Then, didn't that family also give 200 yuan? You should treat them equally, mother." "Treating them equally?"
Liu Wei laughed angrily.
"The 3rd brother has been in the army for 7 years. Except for the first 2 years when he sent 5 yuan a month, he sent 20 yuan a month for the next 5 years. Not to mention the food and clothing he sent back from the army from time to time. He sent 1,320 yuan in money in these 7 years. The third brother has not had anything to eat or drink from home in these years. If I really want to treat him equally, I have to give him more than 200 yuan, at least 500 or 600 yuan. Didn't he build a house for his third uncle? That house is much more luxurious than ours. Lu Hohot retorted in a low voice. His house is luxurious because he sent money separately. The money his family used to build his house was the same as your two families. Li Yue was so angry. If you want it to be luxurious, spend your own money to get it. Don't make no contribution to the family and just think about good things. Why haven't we contributed to the family? Weigua also pays money to the family every month, and I also gave birth to 2 big fat grandsons for the old Lu family. Lu Hohot said indignantly. The second son pays money to the family, but don't you eat and drink at home? He has only paid money in the past 2 years, but what about before that? In a family of 4, he does the least work but eats the most. Mom, how can you say that about your eldest grandson? What's wrong with the eldest grandson? Let me tell you, I'm not Zhao Jiuxiang. I only treasure boys. To me, having a son is not a hero. To me, only filial piety is useful. If all the sons born are like the second son, it would be better not to have one. Ever since Lu Weigua did that in order to marry Lu Hohot, she has been disappointed in him. Lu Weigua just got home and heard his mother say this. He felt aggrieved at the moment. Mom, how did I offend you? Why is it better not to have a baby? How did you offend me? Look at the good wife you married. She is just a troublemaker. After the third brother sets up the feast, separate the family immediately and take your wife with you. Don't get in my way. Lu Hohot, what good things have you done? Lu Weigua yelled directly. He worked himself to death in the factory and had to endure this kind of when he came back. What can I do? I just asked mother to treat everyone equally. Lu Hohot cried. Mom gave the third brother's family a betrothal gift of 400 yuan, and I can't say a word. Of the 400 yuan betrothal gift, 200 yuan was given by the third brother, and the family only gave 200 yuan. Li Yue said coldly. Second brother, you tell me. Should the family give the 200 yuan to the third brother?
Yes.
Lu Weigua nodded vigorously. Did your family give your wife 50 yuan as a betrothal gift?
No.
Lu Weigua said. At that time, giving 50 yuan in the countryside was considered very respectable. How much do you want to give as a betrothal gift? Does your wife have the right to control it?
No.
Then ask your wife what she is making a fuss about. If she is not satisfied with our family, let her pack up and go back to her parents' home, and I will marry you another one. Li Yue said this and walked into the room. Lu Hohot was so scared that she dared not cry anymore. She dragged her 2 sons back to the room in shame and dared not make a fuss again. Besides the Lu family was also in a state of chaos. After Lu Guangying went to work, she went to find out who the educated youth Lu Chongzheng was dating. Because of the quilt-making incident the day before, it was easy to find out. When the educated youth went to the countryside to work, they were under the jurisdiction of the Propaganda, Culture, and Education Department. The files of the educated youth were in the hands of the propaganda officer of the commune. Lu Guangying found an excuse and told the propaganda officer Deng Heng that she wanted to transfer the files of the female educated youth in the commune. Deng Heng wanted to give it to her directly, but suddenly remembered that the secretary had specially trained them about work confidentiality some time ago. So he found an excuse and said that he would look for it and send it to her later. As soon as Lu Guangying left, Deng Heng immediately went to the secretary Geng Chongqing for instructions. Lu Guangying waited in the office for a long time, but she didn't wait for the file. Instead, she was summoned by the secretary of the commune to go to his office. Lu Guangying's heart skipped a beat, and she quickly reflected on her recent work. It seemed that there was nothing wrong. Only then did she heave a sigh of relief, take her notebook and go over to listen to the secretary's new instructions. After Lu Guangying came over, Geng Chongqing waved his hand to let her sit down, and then asked, I heard that you want to transfer the files of the female educated youth in the commune. Did you encounter problems in your work? No, I mainly want to know more about the situation of the female educated youth in our commune to facilitate future work. Lu Guangying was a little panicked inside, but she didn't show it on her face, and her excuse was also reasonable. I remember that every time a batch of educated youth was received, the commune would hold a meeting to give the files of the educated youth to the relevant cadres for review. Didn't you record the information you wanted at the time? Geng Chongqing looked at her with sharp eyes. Lu Guangying felt a little guilty. I didn't remember it in detail at the time. Be more careful when doing your work next time. Geng Chongqing said. His tone was very gentle, but his momentum was so overwhelming that people could not breathe. I heard something this morning. You were asking people who the educated youth that Comrade Lu Chongzheng was dating was. I also heard that you had been a matchmaker for your niece and Comrade Lu Chongzheng before. Geng Chongqing's fingers tapped on the desk. The sound was not loud, but it was deafening to Lu Guangying. Her face turned pale, cold sweat broke out, and her lips opened and closed several times, but she didn't say a word. After waiting for a while, seeing that the other party didn't explain, Geng Chongqing said again, as a cadre, you must focus all your energy on work, serve the people, do more practical things, and contribute to socialism. Be more open-minded. Don't engage in bureaucracy and revenge. The file is on my desk. If you really need it, take it away. Lu Guangying didn't know how she got out of the secretary's office. Anyway, she didn't dare to take the file. She was also very uncomfortable when she returned to the office. She finally waited until the end of work and immediately rode her bicycle to her eldest brother's house. As soon as she entered the house, Lu Guangying scolded her elder brother, his wife, and Lu Ping. She had worked in the commune for so many years, and although she had no political achievements, she was also conscientious and diligent. Now, because of her niece's trivial matter, she suffered such a big humiliation from the secretary. Lu Guangying said, she will not care about Lu Ping's affairs in the future, and then slammed the door and left. The four members of the Lu family looked at each other. Although they didn't know what happened specifically, they knew that Lu Guangying's transfer of the female educated youth's file had alarmed the higher-ups. It seemed that the female educated youth was indeed backed by someone. A Ping, let's just forget about it. Mom will find you a better one. Don't let your aunt lose her job by then. Sister-in-law Lu hurriedly told Lu Ping, fearing that she would cause trouble and affect her sister-in-law's work. If that were the case, her sister-in-law would go to her house and turn it upside down. Although Lu Ping was unwilling, she could only endure it for now. He nodded and said okay, then slammed the door and went into the room. That night, many people tossed and turned, unable to sleep, but Su Imo slept well. Because she absorbed a lot of energy during the day, before going to bed at night, Su Imo operated her supernatural powers over and over again, using the vitality of the wood element to regulate herself. Although the original owner had relatively good living conditions, she was actually thin and weak and was in a sub-healthy state. Under the nourishment of the vitality of the wood element, the whole body was slowly repairing from the inside out, and even the skin damaged by the sun was improved, and the dryness and dullness faded, becoming fair and tender again. When washing up the next day, Ma Xiaowan stared at Su Imo from time to time. Xiaowan, what are you looking at? Is there something on my face? Nothing, I'm just looking at your face. How come everyone has become much darker since we came to the countryside, but you haven't, and you look whiter than before? What do you use to apply on your face? Su Imo rolled her eyes at her. Don't you know what I apply? It's just Yishuang, don't you have a bottle too? Then why am I so tanned? You are dark by nature, and my whiteness is natural. I am naturally beautiful. You can't envy me. Su Imo was in a good mood, so she started to joke. She was nurtured by her supernatural powers, and Ma Xiaowan really couldn't envy her. Okay, Su Imo, you dare to tease me, I'll tickle you.
Ma Xiaowan pretended to tickle Su Imo. Su Imo giggled and ducked.
Lin Xia looked at the two white-skinned people fighting and was very disdainful. She whispered, if you don't work actively every day and are lazy and slack off, how can you not be white? Ma Xiaowan had sharp ears and happened to hear it, and immediately refuted. Who is not working actively? Sumo got 6 work points yesterday. Lin Xia curled her lips. It was comrade Lu Changzheng who helped. What's wrong with helping? She is also a person. You can't envy her. Lin Xia was furious and turned around and went into the room. She complained to Zheng Kaiping in the room. Look at their smug look. Forget it. Why do you offend her? When she gets married, she will be the daughter-in-law of the secretary's family. What if she makes things difficult for you in the future? Where can you cry? Zheng Kaiping advised. She dares? If she dares, I will report her to the commune. Lin Xia said hatefully. Zheng Kaiping shook her head and said nothing more. Lin Xia is a person who is sometimes too extreme. Today's breakfast was still sweet potatoes. Su Emo picked up 2 pieces and followed everyone to the brigade. As soon as she arrived at the brigade, she saw Lu Changzheng walking toward her. Ma Xiaowan immediately took Qinlan's arm and walked aside. Wife, my marriage application has been approved. Let's go to the brigade to get a certificate and go to the commune to get the certificate today. Lu Changzheng whispered.
Ah?
So soon? Su Emo was a little surprised. She thought it would take several days. Not soon, wife. After the banquet is set, I will return to the team in a few days. Or time is too tight. I can't accompany my wife for a few days, and I have to leave again. It was something we had discussed earlier, so there was nothing to be shy about. Su Emo and Lu Changzheng went to the brigade leader to get a certificate and asked for leave in the afternoon. It was very fast to go to the commune to get a marriage certificate. It didn't take much time, so Su Emo only asked for half a day. Seeing that his wife loved labor so much, Lu Changzheng was also helpless. Wife, let's set the banquet on October 1st. What do you think? It's the national day, a festive and memorable day. Su Emo calculated that October 1st was 4 days later, and the autumn harvest would be over by then, so she should have time to sew the quilt cover. Okay, just arrange it as you see fit. Su Emo had no objection. So the 2 of them agreed to hold the banquet on October 1st. When Lu Changzheng told Li Wei about it, Li Wei didn't even bother to roll her eyes, and just said I know. Fortunately, she had prepared in advance. Otherwise, she would be in a hurry and would be at a loss. I really didn't realize that her 3rd child was still impatient. In the afternoon, Su Emo changed into a dress, put on small leather shoes, and specially braided her hair into a fluffy and beautiful braid. She and Lu Changzheng, who was wearing a new military uniform, took the certificate issued by the brigade and went to the commune office to get a marriage certificate. At that time, the marriage certificate was in the shape of a certificate of merit with Chairman Mao's quotations printed on it. Marriage certificate in the 1970s. Looking at the marriage certificate that had been stamped, Su Emo suddenly felt a little dazed. She was getting married now. With this man she had known for less than 4 days? To get a marriage certificate, the commune provided coupons, 16 feet of cloth coupons, 1 cigarette coupon, and 1 candy coupon. There were also cotton quilt coupons, but the commune had a workshop, so they didn't give them. Lu Changzheng gave all the cloth coupons to Su Emo. Wife, take the cloth coupons. You can make clothes or do anything else when the time comes. I'll exchange the cigarette and candy coupons for the banquet. Seeing that Su Emo didn't take it and looked a little dazed, Lu Changzheng felt nervous and his voice became much louder. Wife, what's wrong with you? Nothing, it just feels a little unreal. Su Emo was awakened by Lu Changzheng's voice and smiled. Lu Changzheng took Su Emo's hand, pressed it against his chest, and said in a funny way, Wife, touch it, it's very real. Su Emo was amused by Lu Changzheng's appearance, so she pulled back her hand and hit him lightly. If nothing unexpected happens, I will be with this man for the rest of my life. Su Emo extended her hand and said seriously, Hello, Mr. Lu. I will bear with you for the rest of my life. Lu Changzheng extended his hand and shook it, and said solemnly, I promise to complete the task. After leaving the commune, it was still early, so Lu Changzheng asked, Wife, do you want to go to the county town for a walk? Let's take some more photos. Let's go tomorrow, just in time to get the photos. The photos will be developed tomorrow. If we go today, we can still go tomorrow. He had to go and see if there were any bicycles, watches, and sewing machines. If not, he would have to go to the city. Suemo thought about it and agreed. She could go to the supply and marketing cooperative to see if there were any suitable watches. If not, she would go to the black market to look for them. The Liu family gave so much as a betrothal gift, so she couldn't just say nothing. She happened to have a watch ticket, so she bought a watch for Liu Chongjing. Liu Chongjing's watch looked a little old, and it was not a good brand. She planned to buy him a Heischer brand. Okay, let's go. Popular science. In the 1970s, materials were scarce. As the most developed place in China's light industry, Shanghai produced things such as watches, sewing machines, bicycles, and all other daily necessities that were not only durable but also beautiful in appearance. At that time, Shanghai goods were a golden signboard. Diamond and gem flower watches, Forever and Phoenix bicycles, Shanghai, B, Standard, butterfly sewing machines, Red Lantern radios. All were the pride of that era. Shanghai goods were a symbol of fashion and brand at that time. If a person had a Shanghai brand item, it would be a very proud thing. The newly promoted couple rode their bicycles and hurried to the county town. As soon as they arrived in the county town, they went straight to the photo studio to take a few more photos. When the master of the photo studio saw the two,